Hey, ladies and gentlemen. The Animexcellence is here, but Tommy is not. Tommy has turned into a skeleton. If you just...
How the fuck would he be on this show? There's only 3 people here. Tommy never here on this. Also, take that fucking... Take it out. Take that smoke out of his mouth. I'm sick of seeing that.
Really?
Yes.
His whole character.
So derivative. I'm good.
We took off his do-rag. That should have made it better.
Yeah, I want all of it gone.
Should we give him a crown now?
No, leave him be.
I actually do like the idea that me and JJ were talking about where we should buy like one each of the shirt and that we just use it to advertise once in a while.
We have shirts?
We have
kidding.
a whole shop.
Yeah, trying to, get our shit.
Already, JJ is getting praise for his Kirby shirt.
Oh, thank you. Boyle.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a whole shop full of all sorts of goodies and hats. JJ has that hat. I actually thought you fucked up your hat on the river, and now that's why it looks like that.
No, it just came that way. And I was like, if I'm going to get a hat sweaty, it might as well be that one.
Special guest Brooke next to Mark. But yeah, and then Sam says the leggings are great. And for $500, you can get the only gold hat that ever existed. TJ's like, nah, not worth it.
What? I didn't say that.
He just yell animation and go on a rant about the art of cinema. Well, maybe. Mm. It's weird because Tommy loves cartoons. He just doesn't like movies is he doesn't animated
like
movies.
No, he doesn't like animation. And he's weird. He likes anime, but he can't watch it because he says he gets real obsessive. And then...
But he loved X-Men 97.
Yeah, he's just... He's... We will get plenty of his hypocritical takes on the sports show next 2 weeks from now, okay? Until then, I don't want to hear it.
Are you ready?
It's Tommy. Tom will come in and tell you that he hates red, and the next day he'll say he loves blood. I don't know, man. He said he loves red. You don't know. Tommy lives on the step of his own beat. He's pretty consistent on the animation thing, though. But I'm just mentally prepping for sports 2 weeks from now. Or I'm just going to be fucking...
Are you ready for him to argue that the Texans are going to win it all? And also, when we do power rankings, you put them on the bottom. They haven't earned it yet.
Bro, that's exactly what he'll say.
They need to be scrappy still.
Bro, he spent, I don't know, man. Yeah, we'll see about how it goes on sports. But don't talk to me about power rankings. Can I just not be ranked? I don't know where the fuck we are, to be honest. If there's ever a team that just has a question mark, that's my team right now. I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
This is the first time ever that I'm a step back removed. I'm catching Cowboy delusion when they're like, yeah, bro, we're still going to win the NFC East. And I just look at them and I'm like, how? With what receivers and running backs?
Let me rephrase that. We're still gonna win the NFC East. I was like, fucking, there's just some shit that happens, man. Look, we're the NFC East is comprised of 3 teams right now. I don't know what the 4th one's doing. No one knows what the 4th one's doing. They just got rid of the only thing they had.
They haven't paid the first one.
No, what do you mean? They paid Daniel Jones? We're competing against 3 teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant your number 1 wide receiver. I'm sorry.
No. That's stupid. That situation's so dumb. First of all, we can make it work. People are always like, Jerry Jones is just being stubborn, which I don't think people are giving enough credit as to why Jerry Jones is so stubborn on this one is because he did this before and really completely rocked him. Now, granted, he did it for a running back, but he still did it before. And I'm like, hey, no one would sit there and call anyone a fool.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, he just didn't do it early enough. You know what I mean? That's just it. He could have had all this shit done at a way better price point, but he decided la-di-da-di-da, and now he got to pay max dollar for 3 people.
Did he pay Diggs yet? He paid Diggs, right?
Diggs fine. Diggs
Diggs,
fine.
all
Diggs
right.
fine.
I
So,
was just curious. If,
and he got an ACL there, so we don't even know how the fuck he's gonna do that. Got an ACL last year, so. But that's all conversation for 2 weeks from now. I had a dream before I came here.
about?
I had a dream about doing the show, which was weird. Fun fact.
Oh, was Gertz there?
No.
Oh.
It's actually,
Gertz?
there's actually a show with Sammy and JJ, so I don't know what the fuck show that was. It had to be a compas.
I was like, you finally made a compas?
Yes, it's Sync Countdown, maybe, which, I mean, is even rarer. No, so
I'm slowly still trying to nudge some countdown to like the Patreon, little by little, nudge by nudge.
no, I mean, it's rare enough to where I don't mind. Like, I'll pop up a bunch.
It's just like it's the easiest thing people want us to do. It's like, did Jojiro officially pay us to do top 5 spaceships?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
They're talking about Patreon.
That was just an
pre-show.
idea he was mulling about.
Talking about Patreon. Honestly, he can switch his mind. It doesn't matter. Like, anyone can switch their
We
mind.
still owe him like 2.
those involve reading. That's the problem with that one.
Yeah. Man, we
He sent
actually,
me the link. I can read them now.
the problem is, like,
I
shit,
told him on Alpha Primo, I was like, bro, we'll read it for you. Like,
No, we
we'll
said-
do it on here.
No, we literally sit there, and the problem is, you expected us to just be like, "Oh, let's skim through." No, we're annotating, bitch. We've got highlighted lines. Why do you come in, Juke the Ronin, and ask a question that's part of the show? I'm not giving you my answer. No.
We are going to talk about that.
Was that in the title?
No, it's no, I didn't name them. I
Okay.
didn't name which anime.
Well, that's the. Then I'll pull back some of my. No. Wait till the anime section. Y'all are greedy. This is the pre-show. Asking us questions on the main show. See, y'all,
we're trying
y'all are
to
pampered
get
too much.
ramped up. I have a very exhausting job, so it takes me a good. It's a diesel engine. It takes me a little bit to get going. It's going to be a little bit challenging. I don't know what I need to do. Burpees outside, run the stairs probably to come in here to be energetic. Because when the sports show happens next Tuesday, it's go right from the jump.
It's just energy.
Yeah,
But no,
and then I bought downers on the other end of that. So.
so
I
I
want some of my nuggets.
Those are uppers.
so I had a dream, and JJ was in it, and Sammy was in it, doing the show, and we were doing numbers. Shit was kind of crazy. But then, like, it was like some evil JJ shit. And that's when I should have known it was a dream.
Did I take my clothes off?
No, nah, dog. You were just ripping my ass to shreds, dog. I was like, it was like kind of getting mean, and I was just sitting there, and I was giving my usual replies, and I was like, JJ, why did I piss in your Cheerios this morning, bro? Like, it was like, cause look, like, how do I put it? I don't usually get too chippy with each other, but man,
in the whole podcast, there's only 2 people that legitimately get chippy. It's just Tommy and Sam.
but I was sitting there. So first of all, I was caught off guard because it was like one of those JJ pulled me to the side, which I should again. I was knee deep in like being like, why you pulling me to this? What did I do wrong? Just ripping me to shred, man. Might as well said, your hair ugly, your shoes ugly, you ugly. Shit was just, it made me feel some type of way. Go hold you. I woke up, I said, this dude, this hurt my feelings. Yeah, and this, again, the other side of the dream was, Sammy was like, so,
Just letting it happen?
no, so Sam was like in the other room, right?
He wasn't even on air.
No, that's the problem. It's on air. Like, we were going to go do this shit.
That makes it feel more real.
Yeah. Like, we were on the side. And Sam was like, give me a coffee or some shit. I don't know. Fucking, like, I was in the kitchen or something. Mother was just ripping me up.
Fried chicken.
I was about to say, sign number 2, it's a dream. He threw away the coffee maker.
Yeah, that shit was, that shit, wait, he did?
Yeah.
I fucking didn't know. I don't drink coffee like that.
Well, none of us drank coffee like that, so he was like, it's just taking up space.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Does he not drink coffee?
we show up here
No.
at 9 p.m. sometimes.
I'm not drinking coffee.
Well, he got it almost specifically for the anniversary show, which that also is in the works at some point. But Yeah, he got it for us for the anniversary show. We showed up and just started drinking. We didn't have any coffee. Well, it started off with the whiskey tasting to even begin with.
Caffeine's whiskey. I mean,
Whiskey is
caffeine. Oh damn, maybe my brain's short too. I'm still 3 steps back because when I say like I'm not repeating some of the thing JJ said,
Yeah.
but it hurt my feelings legitimately.
What's funny is I can't imagine it much hurting your feelings.
That's what I said. She hit some stuff with the jugular. Like the way to get, yeah, I said he hit me on, like, because the problem was he wasn't making fun of me as a person. It wasn't like cutting me in, like he was talking about character things, and that's the worst things.
What the fuck?
Calling me out on
Persona shit.
yeah, like, on my actual character as a person.
Speaking of Persona, maybe it was like the evil version that lives in the subway.
Yeah.
Like
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, I was sitting there, I was like, nah, I need to wake. I said, I need to wake
Shadow
up.
JJ's a dick.
I was like, bro, he never wears his hair.
Did you enter his? Did you enter?
He only wears his hair down.
Did you enter his castle?
Bro, maybe
What was it?
I don't know, man.
Is JJ's Castle the podcast?
Maybe he can do better than this.
Maybe me and JJ's naps times like crossed or something, and that's just how he views himself in his dream, like his true self or some shit. Because that shit hurt my feelings. Not gonna lie to you. And Sam was being like, Sam was not part of the process. He was caught up in numbers or something. Like literally, he's like, oh, we got
smoke.
Yeah, he was like, I got a lot of views or something like now, and he's focused on that. It was a. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, JJ from Mirror Universe sucks. Just an asshole.
Oh,
Bro, so I finally like this is the first time I've ever understood.
TJ showing up into JJ's dream like
I wasn't stealing shit.
you're trying to steal JJ's heart apparently.
Sure, whatever was making him mad that day. But now I finally understood what it was like when like, you know how they make the joke like sometimes people wake up and look at their significant other and be angry at something. Like that's how I woke up. I said, I don't know why the fuck JJ thought he could say that to me. Like he could come to me with anything and he waited this long just to cut me up as a person? Shit, yeah.
What do they call in Kingdom Hearts the shadow versions of people?
Heartless.
Heartless.
Nobodies, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, well, let's not.
It gets weird.
Why did you not? Well, don't start there. Like, use any other example. Like, technically, okay. So, yes, it's nobodies. Not the shadow. It's nobodies.
I didn't play Kingdom Hearts.
So don't use the example. Don't open up a can of worms you don't want.
Maybe I want it explained to me now.
Well, okay.
All right. So when someone loses their heart,
there's a byproduct created that's called a nobody, but there's also a heartless created as well.
the heart.
It's really not that far away from Persona.
Well, no, it's very different. Not the same.
Well, see, we didn't get into the whole naming thing. Your nobody is your name rearranged, and there's an X thrown in there for some reason.
So it would be like
So
XJJ.
Sora's nobody is Roxas.
Oh.
This
But you only have 2 letters, so I don't know.
Right, so like,
JXJ.
yeah, it'd be like Hunter Hunter.
Exactly. I hate my name. Like, fucking nobody. Taylor's just not a name you can, like, what do you do with those letters? No, you don't.
Rayox. Ot.
It could probably start with the X, like.
Oh. Yeah, I ain't doing that one. But I'm sure Keys is going to be excited to edit this video and then find out we talked about Kingdom Hearts for 2 minutes.
Just for reference, I love Kingdom Hearts.
He loves Kingdom Hearts too.
Fantastic.
He will
game
randomly
series.
walk into a room and be like, this needs to be a movie, and then walk out.
I don't want Kingdom Hearts touch. Because Disney on that whole live action wave, and I don't get it. The one that's really offending me right now is that Lilo and Stitch shit. I'm like, get that out of my face. Lilo and Stitch was fire as like it actually had a great run. It had a good children's television show and a good movie. They knocked it out. Y'all did good. Y'all got to touch Lilo and Stitch. I mean, makes more sense. At least that makes more sense. The Moana 2 and Moana Electric Boogaloo, the live action that's coming out around the same time. Like, leave it alone.
Mufasa does look really bad.
Mufasa's worse too. I wasn't here to talk about the Disney shit. Fuck all that shit. Hey, well, okay, time out.
To be fair, Sam didn't want to talk about the Disney shit either. We started, and then it was like...
Nah, because the niggas at Disneyland all the time. That's why he's sick of it, all right? That's not because he doesn't want to talk about Disney. He lives Disney. All right?
He doesn't want to talk about his real life now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about his
I
real
know
life.
the real Mufasa.
So at this
He's not
point,
actually in Mexico right now. I'm pretty sure he just went back to Disney and was like,
Is there a Mexico in Disneyland?
yes, there is a Mexico in Disney. Actually, yeah.
Bro, that took me a second time.
Or in Disney World, sorry.
Yeah, there's one in Disney
It's in
World.
Epcot.
Nah, Mufasa don't make no fucking sense. And they ruined the backstory for him. Trying to make him some, like, redeemable. I don't give a shit.
But it's
Trying to
also...
make Scar redeemable.
Well, when it comes to Mufasa, like, I thought it was along the same line, like, unfairly comparing him to Black Panther. It's like, yeah, I come from a line of kings. And this movie starts off with, like, there was a lion that had nothing, and he started a dynasty. And I'm like, I thought... When he lectured Simba, 100% is like, my father taught me that. Like, I thought for sure, I haven't seen that movie in 20 years, but, like, I thought for sure he mentioned his dad was also a king in Pride Rock or whatever.
Man, that's what makes sense. They don't give a fuck in these live action things.
Yeah, otherwise, why would Scar be Joey?
But I'm pretty sure they're giving us animated something, which I think I'm happy about. Oh, right. Princess and the Frog at animation. Again, I think... And they've got a bunch of shit that here's TJ's D23 roundup. MCU stuff looks alright. I don't think they're acknowledging Star Wars as an existence right now, except saying everything's gone. There was no Kingdom Hearts.
They literally pulled in Order 66 on the Acolyte. Yeah, that's the other thing that Key wants. Another Kingdom Hearts. I don't know. I heard the last one wasn't great.
Three was
fine.
It's fine? Okay.
Three has other problems.
What's other problems?
So okay.
It came out when I was 30, and Jaden was like, "I don't want to play this no more."
So I don't want to get into this lore. But no. So let me give you a rundown. Kingdom Hearts 1,
Okay.
solid. It's cool.
I've heard that for sure.
Still think it's worse than 3, but it's solid. It's cool. 2, by far the... Oh, well, actually, you know what? Nah, you getting the real treat. Chain of Memories, coolin'. It's alright. No, granted, however you played it will depend on your experience. The GBA version, it's okay. The remake that they've done, Rechain of Memories, pretty good. Then Kingdom Hearts 2, that's high class. That's the final mix, that's high divine. That's fine wine. That's that shit that's barrel aged. So good that it hurts. Deliciousness. Tasty treats, dessert, dinner, and breakfast. Yes, I will talk about Kingdom Hearts 2. It's on my top 5 game, not top 10, top 5 games of all time. I love that game.
That was one of like the last game secrets that wasn't spoiled for me. That I remember like being like, "What the fuck?" If you die as Sora, you can play as King Mickey, and I was like,
What?
Yeah.
So if you're at a boss, there's certain boss sequences where Mickey will pop up and be like, "Nigga, get your ass up." And you're like, that's what you doing. So then after that, it's Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep is real. I think it's not underappreciated, but Birth by Sleep is better than some people give it credit for. Also has the hardest secret boss in the series. And then there is, oh my gosh, yes, I know that there's 365/75 over 2. I'm not talking about that one. Then there's the other one, which was Coded, which is, yeah, you know how many games I'm saying? There's a lot of games where we get to 3 right. There's a lot of games where we get to 3 right. Then there was Coded, which shouldn't exist. Coded terrible.
I legit thought there was 3, and they got remade a bunch. That was about it.
Well... No. Not remade, but kind of. But they're not the same games. Then you have, what is it? Dream Dot Distance, which was good.
Yeah.
Then you have, what is it? Point 8 prologue re-trippy, the second, third, and 2.8. Look, you had the prequel ones to 3, which were fine. Then you got 3. 3's I I think 3 is great, but what it lacked made it feel the least like not least like a Kingdom Hearts game, but they didn't have any Final Fantasy characters, which, come on, Square Enix, you're supposed to be excited. And then they only did Pixar movies, which, again, as someone who is, how do I describe it? I don't really give a shit like that about Pixar. They're cool movies, but I mean, it's not like I like Disney shit too. That was a little bit disappointing. And then the combat system was great. Like, I think it was great, but it was not a
Has Marvel or DC or not DC Marvel or Star Wars?
No,
they're not allowed.
I don't want that.
Okay,
I want to keep them niggas white. Not everything has to involve dude. I don't want to see Sora and Iron Man. I want all that shit. All right. This is the one time where the classic Disney shit gets to shine. All right. So yeah,
I haven't thrown them in shows either. It's always been movies, right? Sora hasn't gone and visited like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, right? Like Chip and Dale are in the game, but they're not. They don't get a world.
They don't get a world. They're in King Disney.
I think it'd be dope if they, went to DuckTales. Go to Duckburg.
Well, that starts to break the lore. Scrooge is somewhere else.
Jojiro wants them to go to Gargoyles Land.
Yeah, see, that would work.
Disney's just picky. Weird about it. They got Sora. Needless to say, Kingdom Hearts 4 is happening. It is confirmed.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't it's very hard to have 10 years on a game, or over 10 years almost, and meet expectations for everybody. But I still think they delivered a really fine product, and people were I think people were a little sharper on it when it first came out. But Kingdom Hearts also has the best. Kingdom Hearts is one of the best pirate levels in a game. Kingdom Hearts 3, very, very good. You get a ship and can dive into the water and dump out. It's really cool.
Is it Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't expect them to be around Jack and shit. Yeah. I just because they're live action and they're fucking with.
This is the second time they're there.
Yeah.
They've been in there since Pirates of the Caribbean got a run back in 2. Yes, I mean got a run back in 3. They were first there in 2.
Yeah, this doesn't look real to me.
Nah, time out. No, go back to that picture. How Goofy looks is how JJ was looking at me. That's the same look that he looked at me with, dog. It was very those same eyes. But yeah, the other thing was on release. One of Kingdom Hearts' biggest things is secret. Like at the end of the game, you're supposed to be fighting hard ass bosses after you've beaten the game. I'm talking some real good.
Well, that's the
style of gameplay. Square Enix, that's RPG. They didn't do that on the initial release, which was frustrating for a lot of people, and myself included. I love when they do that kind of thing. In Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, you had a shit ton of after bosses, so very interesting. But that is the Kingdom Hearts rundown. Needless to say, Kingdom Hearts 4 has been announced. They just haven't said anything about it. But we'll talk more about games in the real show.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
speaking of random crossovers, look what I got.
I don't know what
I hope the toy is cool because the last couple toys that Eva has got, are they Pogs?
No, they're
Mixes.
little plushies, I think. I don't know. Let's fucking find out.
Bro, I'm telling you, McDonald's was like, all right, let's take a bunch of franchises. Let's take a bunch of franchises and fucking just mix it up.
Well, that's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, they're plushies.
You got the Dark Magician girl.
Goyle. Yeah.
Because, some of Eva's toys have been, it's a cardboard... No, it'd be a hard plastic thing, and then a cardboard stand, and I was just kind of like, you are getting the worst Happy Meal toys ever, but that is pretty dope.
Yeah. Paco got the Dark Magician boy.
Together, you can make Dark Magician children.
Juan's already trading him because Juan also got the Dark Magician girl.
I would say, how do I describe it?
Kind of wanted the blue eyes, but hey.
Your daughters again. See, this is why I miss the Mighty Kids meal
from Burger King.
No, Mighty Kids used to be at
McDonald's.
It used to be the teenage one.
Oh,
I'm like, man, she's ready for the level up. She's ready to get the option for the quarter pounder.
It came with a quarter pounder. I thought.
It was like, it was, you got bigger, like, I think it was like a bigger entree was the thing.
Yeah, you did get a bigger entree. She's definitely outgrowing it. I mean, because who eats the same shit at 6 when they're 10? Like, you're literally almost twice as heavy. But but there is just something that, like, the toys that, I mean, I didn't grow up with all of these, but they're just hard plastic. Like, there was something cooler, and they did cool shit.
Nah, see, around my time, they were doing, like, I like trading card shit.
Trading cards are fun.
Toys didn't do anything for me, so that shit would just get tossed. But there was a period where they had like Bionicle cards. They gave Pokemon cards and that shit. They did cool shit.
When the Pokemon movie came out, I don't know how old you were, but like I think it was Burger King that was doing like Pokeballs with golden Pokemon cards.
Right now, my family did not do Burger King. right now. That was like something I'd have to be with my aunt to get.
Burger King, Pokemon.
Well, let me rephrase it. No, my mom liked the Whopper, but she would not get anything else, which is correct. If you're at Burger King, you just get the Whopper.
Yeah, Burger King would have these.
Yeah, I still got mine.
And then, like, you'd get these little cool gold cards inside.
See, that's effort. I just want effort again. They wasted so much time. They wasted all that money on, like, Travis Scott used the same ingredients we have, combo meals and shit.
McDonald's.
I got 4 of the cups. The cups ain't glass.
They're not glass?
No, they're plastic.
That's weird.
I knew that going in, though, because, like, on the Twitter replies, the account was saying, like, they're not glass.
And part of me gets, like, shipping, but also, I'd pay the money for a glass.
The apple slices were kind of bland. I don't know what the hell happened.
Oh, they did. They took off. They buy the cheapest apples with no flavoring in them. Is what they do.
They're like, what color apple is it? It's apple.
Yeah, I could not tell you like what. I know it wasn't Granny Smith because it wasn't sour as fuck. But
No. On the note,
it was golden, red, green.
on the note of McDonald's, since you're a McDonald's kid, this was definitely before your time, because I think you would have been either 1 or 2. The McDonald's watches for Jurassic Park
shit,
1.
Yeah.
See,
I had me
cool
that.
shit.
I had one of those.
I want cool shit.
Because I definitely had this Velociraptor watch. The funniest thing about it is that movie is not suitable for kids, but they were just kind of like,
But
whatever.
the 90s didn't believe in suitable things for children. They just said,
RoboCop was a cartoon. So was Rambo.
bro, street sharks existed.
Awesome.
Bro, SWAT cats, baby.
I started watching Street Sharks the other day, and it's very weird. Like, it's on Amazon Prime for free.
I'm telling you. Look, just, what is it? Fucking Mouses from Mars?
Biker
Mice from Mars? Yeah. They were just on one. Fuck you, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's your fault.
Well, yeah, they became a hit, and they were like, just throw animals into that fight crime into things.
Biker Mice from Mars. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's 4 letters. I knew.
Beetleborgs, Street Sharks. I'm sure tattooed teenagers from Beverly Hills.
SWAT cats. That's what I said.
SWAT cats.
But SWAT cats was fire.
The Real Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Real Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I forgot about that one.
Never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. Tommy loved it. It was a very short-lived cartoon where the cowboys were actual cows. Oh, and their guns shot like sheriff's badges. They shot stars.
Oh, hell!
Can you?
What is that, bro? Hold up, no. Put that back on the screen. No. I'm gonna need an actual. No, put that one where it shows all the characters. I want to see this. Put that on the screen.
Let me see if I can make it bigger real quick. Nope, it's still tiny.
Now zoom in. You can zoom in. Click the 3 dots. No, do this live time. It's fine. They can see. Yeah, I didn't see that. The fuck is this? I have questions.
I think they were aliens. Like, I don't think this took place on Earth.
Bro, I don't want to be on that earth, bro. I got questions. That shit's wild. That shit's wild, bro. They were just mixing and matching words.
Yep.
What didn't get shine? They had but like. Time out. Well, that counts so black. That nigga doesn't even find something that's evil. I'm so kid. I'm confused.
Is it still cattle wrestling if it's a cow stealing the cow?
Yeah, see, they're good shoot stars. I remember,
Bro, I like. Okay, look. I like to think I'm very good on cartoons. Like, very. I've never seen this. This is.
This is way before.
Y'all motherfuckers shook me on two fronts. The fuck is this, bro? I don't.
I think this was even before my time, honestly.
I only saw it like whenever I went to Dallas because my cousins had like different TV channels. So this was like on WB or like UPN or some channel that I didn't fucking have in Eagle Pass.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I think I told Tommy this before. You can watch the entire series on YouTube.
Bro, you know what shit came up? Speaking of like fucking, this is a little off but like cartoons that just came out of nowhere for me. What was it? It was about this duck detective.
Duckman?
Duckman. I'd never seen that.
Oh yeah.
Never seen that. That shit was like, bro. Okay, first of all, the state of mind that I was watching it in did not help the condition. when I say did not help, I bet I was like, what the fuck? Where am I? Where am I on this?
I didn't watch it as a kid as it was airing, but I saw it on...
It was for adults. This is one of the first adult animations. Like, this and Beavis and Butthead were 1-on-1.
But I did see Beavis and Butthead.
I saw Beavis, like,
Duckman.
Duckman. That shit was like, bro, that first episode, he starts like, man, my wife is dead. My family hates me. And I'm like, bro, where's the joke? Where's the joke?
I like saw it, like truly saw it when they aired reruns of it on Comedy Central, like, and they showed Duckman, The Critic, and some other like short-lived adult cartoons. But The Critic I remember watching as a kid. The Critic was on Fox. Duckman I believe was on USA.
See, that's the type of shit that's like, you know, you just get activated on some shit. Like, because adult animation had a period of, to put it lightly, terrible. So, like, it was nice to find and unearth a gem. I'd consider it a gem. It was actually a really good performance. Like, I ended up enjoying it.
Yeah.
But, nah, I just feel like y'all keep on, I've just learned a lot of animation things in the last foreseeable few weeks.
Last words to me. Careful, son. I don't think the safety's on.
I also really like that pig corn-fed. His delivery for every line is
Straight,
great.
just straight. And I'm like, I don't know how he did this for all the episodes.
Well, I remember the first time when I got into TikTok years ago, I told Sam, I was like, bro, there's so much shit in, like, Billy and Mandy and Cow and Chicken that those sounds, like, if they were ever taken out, could go viral kind of thing. There's two sounds from Duckman, because that's one that I saw in TikTok a lot.
200 Ways to Kill a Man.
That's another one. Yeah. The third one that I was talking about was like, they don't allow people of color in this establishment.
But that's, like, people ask the era of cartoons I grew up in. I'd say the earliest cartoon... I mean, like I said, I wasn't, like, completely inept. Like, Street Sharks, all that kind of stuff. The early 90s cartoons I was aware of and privy to. But, like, yeah, I was... My shit was newer, I think. My patch notes of daily watches were newer. Because to watch SWAT Cats, I had to get the good cable. That's when I got put on SWAT Cats. So I was a little bit older. So I was like, oh, yeah, this shit's kind of fire. But, Yeah, I think I go back to like maybe early 80s of like my knowledge kind of sort of, but there's still some gems the farther I go back. That's why I was like, bro, this fucking the cowboy shoes is kind of crazy.
That's why when Amazon is showing a lot of those things for free, I don't fucking know why. But I randomly was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, why does it look cleaner? Like, not by much. It's still 90s. And JJ was like, yeah, the last 2 seasons, like, they redid the art and they redid the theme song. And I was like, I hate it. I listened to the theme song, and I was like,
Yeah, no, that.
You don't have to do that.
No, it's pretty bad.
But nah, see, that's Amazon. What was I watching last? Duck Dodgers. I was like so slept. If you haven't
Duck
watched,
Dodgers was great.
Duck Dodgers is so good. It feels like it's like because I don't think it was not adult. It was not like made for adults, but I feel like they were literally like 5 or 6 jokes. Like they could have just tossed into any episode and it'd be like it's real good. But that was the last kind of thing I watched through on Amazon Prime.
You were complaining about the bad guy being black. He is blacker than.
No, I'm like, what is that? I'm confused. It's hot out there in the desert.
That dude is in like full, like his horse is wearing a mask.
Bro, look, I need to fight for my rights. Also, it's a cow riding a horse. I don't like that. That's some Disney shit. Like Goofy stands up, Pluto's in a cage. Weird shit. I have questions. There's a caste system that no one likes to talk about. Pluto can speak English off air. That's what I believe. Joking, but.
Does it happen in Kingdom Hearts?
No. I think Pluto's a dog. Right. Goofy just turns around sometimes like, shut up. Keep up the egg.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and hit the intro now because we've been going for 40 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Animexcellence. My name is Marcos. I will be your chief host here today, but I am not the only host here today. Helping me fight the great evil that is all the laundry list of things we have to talk about, across from me in the shirt that everyone loves.
Maggie's not going to steal it. I'm JJ.
Oh.
And next to me.
Well, you don't have to drop the J. Just, straighten it out a little bit. You got TJ.
Well, guys, we are in a weird crossroads. There is a lot of funny news, but I really didn't catch too much anime between now and the new anime. I'm watching. Me and JJ both fell in love with a couple of the recommendations that you made last time, but I don't even know if anything new dropped between this and last month.
We're halfway through.
No, we did watch Cape Crusader, but that's not anime.
I haven't. No, we're just something. I mean, I guess Suicide Squad ended, but
Oh yeah, we did watch that too.
But yeah, we just got halfway through. There's some major news that's happening, but that's for the second half of the show. I have a bone to pick with you.
Well, what did I do now?
Sir, this is half of a gaming show, correct?
Yeah.
Come on, Gamescom is a big thing, all right?
No, that is on the docket.
I know, but I gotta
that comes in with all the news.
I gotta whip you into shape.
You know what? Just come over here and host. But before we get into games, before we get into anime, this drop. It's in the perfect wheelhouse of everything that we're going to be talking about here today.
Technically, actually, I would swing the positioning of this because it's a byproduct of Gamescom.
Everything in games related here is Gamescom. And this is one of the things that premiered at Gamescom. We have a lot of things to talk about. I think Gamescom was a week ago.
It was Tuesday. That's why I didn't watch it. I was here.
Again. Need to whip you into shape, sir. Not a week ago. It was 2 days ago.
Between August 1st and now, there's just been so much game news that Key was like, you need to talk about this, you need to talk about that I just put it all in one box. And I know what it was now. It's he wanted us to talk about the Marvel game, but I don't think any of us played it.
No, wait. You talking about Marvel Rivals?
Yeah.
It's not,
Again, that news came out Tuesday, but also Marvel Rivals I personally played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I put in. Don't catch me. Don't catch me when that game launches. I have 100 hours.
bitch.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, check my Steam account right now. 100 hours, alpha and beta. Don't try me. How the fuck did I get 100 hours? Half of that I didn't have a job, baby. So nigga got good.
I don't even have 100 hours in NCAA right now.
Oh, we can talk about Marvel Rivals after this.
Okay.
But yes, there was some cool stuff that came out of Gamescom. Gamescom is I'd like to say, when you it's another opportunities for developers to talk and launch a bunch of different games when it's not the Game Awards and also not Summer Games Fest. So now we're back in a rotation where there's plenty of opportunities for developers to come out and talk more about their games, either elaborate on some of the, and kind of what we've seen it be used this time around is you announce something maybe at Summer Games Fest, and then you get more elaboration at Gamescom, right? And so some of the trailers of things that came out that were just cinematics during Summer Games Fest now became full-on trailers, gameplay demos, or extended releases of things. So yeah, plenty of cool stuff that was talked about.
Where is Gamescom?
Germany, right? Or it's in Europe. It's in Europe.
It's in the I won't
It's
go.
in foreign.
it's in the EU.
We just talked about the other day on Tuesday, like I am never going to Viking Land. I'm never going to Finland or Sweden just because of Midsommar. I'm like, no, can't go there. Well, shit, look at this cat.
Hey, you want to talk about marketing? Hold up, JJ. You want to
Is
talk
that for
about
Monster Hunter?
This is all from GameCon.
JJ? You want to talk about marketing? Look at this. Right there.
Look at this giant. Look at this giant Lego Bowser. Sam's trying to figure out how to get this right now.
It's in Germany.
Oh shit! They have because Legoland is so close.
Breakout. Yeah,
Farming Simulator.
I've actually had the opportunity recently, and again, we'll talk about this in the game section. But I've had the opportunity to play quite a few betas. The one that I really wanted to play, that I was actually part of, that I didn't get the extra minute to play it, which was Mecha Break.
Oh, Mecha Break looks dope.
And it looks dope, and it's I really wish I just sat down and but I was crossed between a couple of things because 2XKO, which is League of Legends fighting game, also was in alpha.
That looks really good. I saw some people stream that.
Yeah, I played it as well. And you want to know why I've been playing these games in alpha and betas? Because I'm tired of being the last nigga. All right? I'm tired of being the person who hops in and is like, why am I getting schmixed when I'm online? Especially because I am leaning into
day one, bro. Like
I lean
so good.
I lean into competitive gaming. So like,
Okay, I didn't know this. You legit got me hyped, really.
oh no, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Stop it!
I got hyped. You
You didn't look into anything that I said. I said you should have just Google searched the one thing from Gamescom.
I had a list from Gamescom. What Riley brought up was not on that list.
Yes, you stop it,
Yeah.
bro.
I don't know what channel you were looking at.
That's like the first thing.
I mean, it was the last thing on the channel I saw, but that's because they were like kind of ranking them. Like, these are the 20 best announcements.
Oh yeah, no, on the list I saw, it was like, oh, here's the order of things announced, and the first thing is that nigga's face. so I mean, but we'll get to that. That's in the Gamescom announcements. But yeah, I'll talk about all my opinions on those games after this. But there was a trailer that released during the presentation, which I want to go ahead and shout out. The producer or director, whomever the lead who they brought out to speak on this was, I think it was Tim Miller. Right, it was Tim Miller. He was legitimately getting choked up on stage as he was talking about the secret level stream, like or announcing getting the lead into secret levels. And the best thing you can do for me at any gaming presentation is show you legitimately give a shit about, like, because I mean, a lot of sweat, passion, tears, like Like, don't come out here with a Just Dance Ubisoft presentation. Talk about your thing with a passion, and that's always gonna get me. It's like how Blumhouse with their horror game thing was like they were even passionate about. Like, all those things work better. So
Yeah, just be genuine. Like, one of my favorite E3 moments was when the developers of
Unravel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could tell he was like super nervous, but also like crazy excited to be up on the stage and showing off the game.
And you could, and I don't think there was a single person who had any fault with that entire presentation of game. Like, it's so memorable because you're like, that's just someone who cares.
Yeah.
So in this case, this was interesting because I don't think this was on anyone's bingo card, except JJ. I don't think it's on anyone's bingo card. And maybe I was living under a rock, same as how to describe it? Same as some other people about this, but yeah, secret levels. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm giving you dagger eyes.
JJ, infect his dreams again.
Persona.
Fucking the Akira. Leave it alone. But I think what a positive thing is, from. I feel hurt because this is one of the times I was actually on top of the chat and you asked me and I gave you one answer. I had one answer, nothing else.
Bro,
I felt hurt.
I am studying so hard right now. Like, it sucks, but yeah, I'm
kidding. I'm just giving you shit.
I thought I saw 5 or 6 things and I was like, I'm good for this. I didn't see Mecha Break. I didn't see what Rayleigh brought up. I was like, well, maybe I'm not. And maybe Gamescom, and well, I mean, we talked about maybe a year ago that with there's a whole bunch of cons dying, like there was going to be something to fill the gap. I know this is something that has already existed.
Yeah, for a while.
But it's still filling the gap that, like, there wasn't a PAX East to do anything at all this year. There wasn't, like, instead of having...
Did PAX get next?
No, PAX Prime still happens.
What's the one that got killed last year?
PAX South got next.
But there's another one that got killed that was big. I forgot which
E3?
one. E3, that's what I was thinking of. But neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer that I've been putting off and everyone is getting super hyped for, and I want to get hyped.
Looks cool as hell.
I did see Sifu.
You have a game to play.
Yeah. So, obviously, it's an anthology
great.
series
Yeah, I like that.
made from the same director of Love and Robots, or like the team.
I like or don't like
Love, Death,
how
and Robots.
Love, Death, and Robots kind of gets forgotten about.
It's so good.
It does depend a little bit, but I mean, it's 3 seasons. I would say 80% of them are good.
But that's the whole point of an anthology series. It's
Yeah.
like Black Mirror. You're supposed to have an option. And I always I don't know. Black Mirror, of course, was the real, like, I think, wave that, not popularized anthologies, but like was the one that was like, cool, this is the, put us back on the map into like thinking like, these
Well, yeah,
really constructed.
it had been a while since Twilight Zone and Outer
And then
Limits.
they brought it back, and then people didn't care.
Because Black Mirror was there.
Because Black Mirror was better and a little bit edgy. I mean, the first one is like a dude fucking a pig, I believe, is the first
Stop
episode.
repeating that because I try and forget that was.
You know how to watch that for film class? Like right off the bat, first day.
Bro, that ending leaves me in my pits. Like,
You know they come out in later seasons and shit?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how much in the lore you got, because I'm tepidly in the lore. Like, I don't care too
I think it was real deep in Black Mirror back in the day. But Love, Death, and Robots really does get slept on and underappreciated in terms of making an anthology series, especially around animation, and it being as diverse and radical as it was an incredibly cool thing to be like a part of an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a team that I would trust with something like this, that's definitely the team that, and you can see, and I think people are like, because the last anthology that came out that comes into mind is the Star Wars one, which again, I don't think Visions was the worst thing ever. I thought Visions had some cool stuff.
I think Elijah was drunk the last time I was here, and he was just like, fuck that, watch this episode. And then he'd slap my phone out of my hand and was just like, you need to pay attention. And it was the one with the Ronin, with the Sith versus Sith fight.
Ronin was cool.
Yeah.
But I like anthology because you get it forces storytelling to be in a condensed fashion, and sometimes and I almost think it operates in a way where you're like, now this could be more. And I think you can work this into being more if like.
But have you ever seen the opposite where you see a movie and it was like, this was a Twilight Zone episode and you stretch this as far as you fucking
That's
could.
I'd rather have the former than the latter. Right? But yeah,
I mean, that's how we got Summer Wars. It was
really.
Yeah, it was that one segment in the Digimon movie,
You're right.
and then they were like, we could stretch this out and make a whole ass original movie.
Movie's like on cocaine. It really is.
What's right off the top of your dome, what's your favorite Love, Death, and Robots? You can give me a list if you got a couple that like just jam through your brain.
And I don't. There's 3 seasons, right? 2.
I think there's 3.
Yeah, there's 3. I don't know if I saw season 3. If there's
I don't
not,
think I saw season 3.
if there's a 3rd season, then I didn't see it. I want to go with like, because I'm trying to think of season 1. Those ones stick in my head the most right now.
I actually really like the first segment a lot. I think it was the first, with the 2 robots that are wandering around.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really
They
good.
actually got a second episode. They were so popular.
And I liked both. There's I even like the horror one from that one, from season 1. That was really good as well. I think it's episode 2. There is actually that might be a question to circle back on the next act, and I'm excellent. I want to think about that.
Rewatch it.
Yeah, I want to rewatch it. I kind of have to think about that. It's been like a because I
It's
watched
so fast, bro. You can watch all 3 seasons in like 2 hours, kind of. Because these episodes are... There's condensing a story because it's an anthology, and there's condensing a story because it's an anthology. And Love, Death, and Robots, it's like 10 minutes, and I was happy the entire fucking time.
I also like another standout was the one where like they're doing farming and then like
That was the one I was gonna say.
And then it pulls back into being a planet where they're fighting shit. That's cool.
I think that one's my overall favorite because it's the one that's stuck in my head the longest. That's the one that like someone mentions Love, Death, and Robot. That's where my brain goes.
So I like the... I'm trying to find a bigger picture of it. If I can't find it, I can't find it. The Russian story where they're fighting the occult in Love, Death, and Robots. And I actually like... it's almost a parody of it, but it's the American soldiers fighting a giant like werewolf robot.
Yeah.
And
You like shoulder things.
yeah, on the opposite of the end of the spectrum, I did like the doom and gloom of like... I forgot who played who, but it was like a black scientist, and he goes into like this colony, and then he's trying to fuck with their DNA and stuff they create more resources for them to steal, and then it ends up creating like this big brain that it's like, oh, I only exist in the colony because you exist and we're fucking with us, so now we want to use your DNA to lead an invasion against human. Like that's where it ends. Like you don't even...
God. I do not remember that one.
I don't remember what it was called, but it's like they're in like an underwater membrane kind of thing.
But I don't want to take too far away from like the actual secret levels. This shit looks dope. This looks so dope. If being honest, I was like, Then I saw that nigga Mega Man, and I said, we've got some good shit. Primo quality.
That's what I was gonna say because they also have like a Pac-Man one. I saw Pac-Man like the logo show up at the very end.
I think you saw Pac-Man itself at the very end.
Maybe. But oh yeah, the little ball. That makes sense. But yeah, I just like that they're going to, more classic franchises. It's not just, Sifu and Kratos.
Also, did you know? And then there's 2 things that you notice. Number 1, they had just PlayStation. I don't know what the fuck that means, but they were just like Sony.
It means Concord.
Yeah, it means. Oh god. Oh god. Look, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna fight for my rights. All right, PlayStation. Secret Level Season 2. I'm gonna need Sly Cooper in this bitch. I'm gonna need Sly Cooper now, but I'm gonna need Sly Cooper in that quick. Here, quick. Outside of that, notice the second thing I noticed was secret level or not. Nintendo said, "Who the fuck you think this is?" Shit, we ain't included the damn thing. They said, "Who the fuck you think this is?" Go to Xbox. Go to Sony. Shit, we made the Mario movie and y'all niggas ate that up. We got bread. We can make what we want.
Well, on the note of crossovers and everything going on, this is one of the things I did see from Gamescom. And I got
Hold up, pause. Before you get into that, you didn't give any opinions on
Secret Level?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just hyped by anything that Love, Death, and Robots makes, honestly, at the end of the day. I didn't know it was a team like that. I thought it was kind of one of those things where they just put it out there and it's just like, turn in your short story. And if they're great, we'll make it happen kind of thing. Because that's how a lot of opening indie anthologies work. But I don't know enough about Love, Death, and Robots. I know a couple. The one with the giant crab was made by David Finch. Like, that's the only one that I know. So they do get big names. It's just, I'm not super familiar with the behind the scenes. Also, I've definitely seen some big actors in Love, Death, and Robots, too.
No, I don't know who's going to be acting where. Like, what they didn't announce anything, but they were just like, this project's happening.
Yeah.
And again,
I would assume and hope that, like, if they, like, Kratos is still going to be Christopher Judd.
Yeah. I'm sure that one will be 100%.
Right, but
I'm telling you, bro, like,
I'm surprised Sifu gets such a big showing in the trailer.
And what's crazy is Sifu, like, if we're talking aesthetically, to me looks like one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Like, purely aesthetic. Because it's the one that looked the most different. Except I saw my nigga Mega Man looking at the camera like, with that heat, helmet in hand, that heat.
fighting robot.
I'm ready. And I hope it would be crazy if they gave him the fucking American Mega Man.
You must stop, Dr. Wily.
But no, and I would actually ask, now that this is even in the realm of a possibility, and this is going to do gangbusters, if this doesn't do well, like, this is primo reviewing shit for us. So don't worry, we're going to review that shit ASAP as soon as it comes out. But that actually might be one, you might pull up, I might live react on my free time, come through. Now this is in the realm of possibility. What's a gaming franchise that, because we always talk this question like movie, TV show, just an anthology. Just an episodic thing that you could think could be a really good episode. Borderlands. We'll talk about that later.
That's why I got all pouty. I'm like, you're asking me about the thing that I always wanted to see. That it's like, well, they fucked it up in all the worst ways, and then on top of that, like, on paper, everyone, Jack Black, like, they got a great cast.
No, they didn't.
Cast-wise?
No, they didn't.
They didn't try. Everyone phoned in their performance for sure, including Jack Black, who was just a fucking talking robot.
Oh, no. The only one who I would find acceptable, kind of, sort of, was probably Jack Black. So the cast, this shit was dead on arrival, but we're talking about that later. We'll show you won't.
Well, you get one of the most violent directors to direct it. There's going to be a director's cut of this movie that's going to be okay. And it's not going to be great. It's just going to be
Didn't
okay.
I just say we talking about Borderlands after this?
All right.
Don't let actual wizard Randy Pitchford hear you say that.
I like Eli Roth. I don't.
Randy Pitchford has been.
You like Eli? Oh, bro, get out of here. He did one good movie, and people.
What is the one good movie to you?
I like Inglourious Bastard.
He's not in. I mean, he's acting it, but he didn't do it.
I mean, I like him being part of it.
I like that for him.
Yeah,
but Randy Pitchford was arguing with people on Twitter over the bad reviews of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he was just kind of like defaulting back to the same response, like, "Oh, so you think it's just the rating that makes it bad? Give me your arguments." And people would give him his arguments. And he would just go, "So you think it's just the rating? That's why you didn't like it?" Like, no, asshole, we're telling you why.
If we're gonna rip off, I'm trying to keep organization here, gents. But if we're gonna rip off the Band-Aid, no, I don't like the fact you even said that the cast would be good. Wrong. And I'm going. And
I'm saying they're all B to A. They're good actors.
No, they're talented actors who are way too old for the roles that they're doing.
Agreed. I'll give you that.
And Kevin Hart's not even the right casting. Even though I don't even have a hate boner towards Kevin Hart. That's just not rolling. Doesn't make sense. He's the least funny Borderlands character.
I've heard he's actually like Kevin Hart is probably like
the best, and that's the best actor, which I can imagine because I think that Kevin Hart in any role he's gonna be at least like mildly entertaining to watch, but they had the textbook, they had all the things there. Now I love Borderlands as a franchise, point blank. Period. Talk about that part later, but you had all the pieces in terms of. First of all, oh my God, let's go into set design and artistic style. Borderlands is known for its cell shit. Like, it was the one that defined that. It went against the grain about being gritty.
The first time I ever played Borderlands, my roommate walked up and was like, "Is this a game that you play when you're high? Why does it look like that?"
And so for them to be so... To not think of some of the way... Like, especially in a world where... Their like color is emphasized and screams and can work in a variety of different cases. I'm not even saying it has to be animated, right? I'm not saying it has to go down the route of like a Spider-Verse, though. That would maybe work better. I'm still saying they could have got a lot more expressive with what they were doing. But two, the first thing you think through is like, to me, I hate that it screams, we just hired big name people and we're hoping this would sell the movie. And guess what it didn't do? Big name, like, it doesn't matter, big name, small name, a good movie's gonna sell its fucking self. And it comes down to writing. And so you have you want to talk about layers on this? The writing team, cast, all of that. Not a combination that leads into a successful movie, especially on a franchise that is known for its writing, humor, delivery, and things of that nature.
Writing, humor, deliver, over-the-top violence, and I mean, I didn't like from the first trailer that this seemed like somebody that typed Borderlands into a search engine and then just looked at images. Like, I'm surprised Zero is not in this movie. Like, they just looked at the most popular characters.
Not even really, because Zero's not in this movie, right? Like,
yeah, Zero's not in this movie, but it's still like. Tina is in it, who's like one of the most funny characters or whatever. But they also have Tina like in costume design from Borderlands 3, like the last one that came out. She's not in Borderlands 1. I don't know why Roland is in this. I mean, Roland is in the first Borderlands, but if you're just gonna pick and choose like that,
no. My thing is like if you would pick and choose, right?
Yeah,
I would. No, this is why it makes more sense to just start off with the. I would just have started off with the like the Borderlands 1 cast.
Yeah.
It makes sense, because you do need a straight man, and if you're going to pick a straight man out of all of the cast, Roland makes the most sense. The Borderlands 3 characters, they didn't even pick one from them.
Yeah, Craig is DLC for 2.
Craig is DLC for 2.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's, like, if we're talking about a character-wise, I think Craig's fine. But not like, it was just weird mixing of characters. Tiny Tina's good because she's in doses. That's how she works.
She would never work like as being a playable character for sure.
That's how she works as a character.
They tried that with Claptrap in the pre-sequel. Not fun.
Yeah, I didn't like playing as Claptrap.
And so with all those things, right, you just thinking, I don't know why anyone who's even picked up a Borderlands item, if you're gonna mix and match, then this is Handsome Jack. Like, you go like,
go straight for the throat.
Go straight for the throat. If you're gonna mix and match, get Handsome Jack, and no one's gonna complain if you write it right. But
you could almost just
weird
put all the effort into Handsome Jack, because that's what sold Borderlands 2. Because outside of Zero, who has no like memorable lines, it's Handsome Jack that sells Borderlands 2. No,
I mean, because like the Vault Keepers from 2 are Zero. Maya is more relevant in 3 than she is in 2. Who the fuck are they?
It's the Commando.
The Commando guy.
I think the Gunzerker would be a lot of fun, but I do think on screen he might come off a little racist.
Yes. But if you think of like just the cast, the most memorable 4 are Mordecai, Brick, Roland and Lilith, and like I'm like no fault to the actress. Lilith like old 20s at most,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty. It's just. And JJ, you play Borderlands, right?
Yeah.
This is weird up there with like.
I played Borderlands, but I've never. So I always played it online with my friends that beat Borderlands, the game, like day one.
Oh, that's
So I would buy it, like a month later, and they'd be like, "Yeah, let's group up," and we'd just talk. So I got none of the story. Like I don't remember a whole lot of the story of Borderlands, but I played it.
yeah. So I mean, I understand that they didn't love you.
I will say on the note of with all the hits that we've gotten, probably I would say maybe starting with Twisted Metal. I don't know if there was one before that. Mario was a hit. Twisted Metal was a hit. We've gotten actually the first of one that I would say is the one that you love. That's Dota or no League of Legends. Though we're finally getting to season 2. That is the first hit, and then we got nothing but hits. This was a step back. This was not even
a step back. This is fucking. They threw themselves off the fucking. They're not even on the path. They're not on the plank.
This movie of all video game movies that it reminds me of fucking Doom with The Rock. Like they just fucking got references from it and pasted them together. Like Doom doesn't have Doom Guy, and then they're just like, oh, I'm getting the big fucking gun. You guys know what big fucking gun is, right?
Bro, it doesn't feel. They
didn't even call it the big fucking gun.
I thought they called it the BFG.
They call it the BFG, but it stands for something else. Because I remember watching the Angry Video Game Nerds review of it. He's like, why would they call it that? Everyone knows it stands for big fucking gun. Maybe they just couldn't say fuck, and then it's a supercut of The Rock saying fuck.
I'm just confused. I just don't know where no one in the writer's room. Borderlands feels like a movie that would have come out in like maybe early 2010s, right? Late like 2000. This doesn't feel like a movie that would come out nowadays. Not to say bad movies don't come out, but a lot of movies that you're like, this is bad, is just because of like, oh, it's hard for me to give like, ones and twos, like 1, 2s, and 3s. Like you have to really fuck it up. But a lot of the times it's not from a lack of trying per se, but there's I've left a lot of movies and been like, there's a lot to be desired, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever. Man, this one just fucking, it's a piss in the face if you like the franchise. It feels genuinely like a video game movie. It's the route we would have gone if Paramount didn't go backtrack on Sonic, right? Like, and when you see a studio that's willing to do that, like Paramount, that was like, hey, we'll and to redo VFX is expensive, so they were like, fuck it, we got to redo everything.
Sorry guys, I found like the article that TJ was talking about where Borderlands is right at the top, but we're not starting with Borderlands. Whenever we get back to Gamescom. Also, we have an angry text from Sam that's like, when are you doing the Manscaped ad? And I'm 100% like, yeah, we're doing it at the Switch when we switch to anime, because we're not very anime heavy this show.
Nah. So when? Dog, like we're not even halfway through the show.
But, well.
No, it's an interesting thing, but got super sidetracked from my original question, which was what I was trying to get out. Now that anthologies are a thing, is there a franchise or a series that you'd like to see maybe a secret level season 2?
Bloodborne.
Ooh, that is a great fucking answer.
I'm gonna let that encapsulate with like just Soulsborne.
Yeah,
like any one of them would
specifically Bloodborne.
I think Sekiro could work.
Sekiro would also work. Yeah, totally.
I think Elden Ring would also. I think all of them. Okay,
you're not wrong. Yeah,
I think the latter half would. Not the latter half. I think the latter ones would work. So, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring. Not to say Dark Souls doesn't, but Dark Souls has like 3 games.
Yeah,
so
they got 3 games. We only got the one Bloodborne, the one Sekiro.
So I have nothing but silly answers because I'm trying to figure out everything in that game looks cool. They made Mega Man look the most badass he's looked since Mega Man X, where you
Street
meet
Fighter
Zero.
Cross Tekken, where he's the fat Mega Man from.
I'm glad they committed to it. What I don't want them to do, which I saw a lot, I don't want them to give me anthology of just regular shit, right? I don't want like get out there with the gaming world. That's all I mean. Like don't be afraid to fucking get Crash Bandicoot in this. Just go wild.
Well, didn't they? I thought I saw a Little Big Planet guy. Am I wrong about that?
Sackboy?
Maybe because
No, side characters.
They just said PlayStation.
That's probably where Little Big Planet falls, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they just said PlayStation.
Not Little Big Planet. PlayStation has so many discarded mascots.
There's a new mascot for every generation until PlayStation 4. In which case they said Nathan Drake.
Is there a mascot for like the newest PlayStation?
No.
Astro
Boy, like the little Astro
robot.
Yeah, not Astro Boy, but Astro. Yeah, he's cute. Gets a new game. All right, now we can talk about the thing you want to talk about since we were just talking about it for a while.
Well, speaking of crossovers, that's still like their best logo in a long time.
This is gonna be fun.
He's from Metrocity.
I'm still on a journey. Come get some. Traveling to new places, experiencing new things, meeting new faces, and having good fights. Fight, drink, eat, sleep, repeat. Seriously, it's a good life. I'll pick up the check.
Pow Pow Cafe 6.
Come on, get ready.
I might have to buy Street Fighter 6 now.
I guess so, man.
Yeah, Terry's back.
Well, Terry's never been in a Street Fighter, I believe.
Well, I mean, they've done. Have they? They've done crossovers.
Marvel vs. SNK is the only one where they probably are both
That's what I'm saying.
selectable.
Like Terry's back fighting
Smash.
with
Both Ryu and Terry are in.
I was gonna flick you off the true, right?
But yeah, no, that's one of my favorite characters. I do think that it's funny that we're getting closer to the actual answer in Death Battle about who's the strongest of all these fighting game characters.
I don't know about that. What I mean by that is
The answer is Rugal.
If you watched all the trailers of Street Fighter 6, Terry just blows shit up a lot more than I'm like that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's got a new special that I've never seen.
I was like, I don't know. Ryu can do a lot, but the motherfucker's blowing up shit by just punching the ground. His exit is him punching the ground and shit blows up. I'm like, I don't trust that.
Well, in the Death Battle, he fought Ken and he won by a lot. They were like, yeah, he's canonically so much stronger than Ken. I don't know how true it is. Akuma was strong enough to take down Mortal Kombat characters in the tier of power scaling, if you guys are nerds about that.
Mortal Kombat's got a little almost not necessarily grounded, but I mean they have gods and whatnot.
That's makes them not grounded.
Like they have like there's like a weird gap of like things, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like you have
Yeah,
gods.
you're either just a cop or God.
It's like, a cop. Unfortunately, I have one who shoots fireballs and has thick thighs that I can lean into a little bit more on that one. But if you haven't played Street Fighter 6 already, which is a fantastic game, great time to pick it up. And I think some people who aren't familiar, like this is definitely Street Fighter catering. I think they're doing two things. They're catering to old school fans.
Yeah.
Because new school people just would not know SNK characters, with the exception of what they're doing with SNK upcoming, which would be the first, like main stage or main in focus SNK game in a hot minute. But two, this also works as marketing for that game. What is it? Garo City? What is Garo City of Wolves?
Yeah.
Is coming out too. I don't know. Garo City of Wolves is sequel is coming out next year. So this is a good lead up into it because, at the same time they announced Terry, I believe it was right afterwards where they announced Shiranui's back in Garo City of Wolves.
I think I don't know if it was part of Gamescom, but they announced Bison is coming back too.
No, Bison was way back when.
Okay.
We need to have a little side conversation. You're going to HR after this.
Well, I mean, I'm not the biggest street. I am the Mortal Kombat person, and I'm in a hole right now. Like I'm in a dark cave. We got Peacemaker, and nobody gave a fuck. Like it's just it's a bad game. It is a bad game.
I wouldn't say it's a bad game. But
It's a bad game.
Wait.
It's a very beautiful game, but it's not. It's a bad game.
I'm sorry. I've been
Peacemaker's the last one released, but they announced someone else, didn't they?
After Peacemaker,
Yeah,
they announced the robots.
that whole season release or something. I think Scream is coming to.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I heard people like.
I don't give a shit. Mortal Kombat's lame. All right, Street Fighter, Terry. Woo!
You finally got one, okay? Like Street Fighter was trash for a long time.
Street Fighter 6 was not trash. All right.
No, not Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5. There was. 'Cause Street Fighter 4 was dope. Street Fighter 5
4 was actually.
They
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
They can. No, shut up. Look, in main storyline games, Street Fighter's allowed to miss one. Mortal Kombat
Two.
missed one. That's not a mainstay game. All right, there's 6 games in the mainstay. And out of those 6, we don't count one because no one talks about one.
No one talks about one.
But that's before time. 4 is the worst one. All right, and not 4. 5 is the worst one, quote unquote. And that was just release wise. End life 5 was pretty good.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat misses every other fucking swing they do.
Not every other. They had 3 in a row that were great, and then
And I like MK9.
MK9 is a hit. MKX is probably my favorite fighting game of all time. MK11 is just okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I like 9. X was cool. 11, no.
11 is the one with Rambo.
11 is the one with Rambo.
What's wrong with you? It's the best one.
And then MK1 is like adding that assistance system was, I understand like you wanted to try something new, but that was as bad as when MK, I think 6 or Deadly Deception was like, we're just going to throw in weapons in there.
Well,
I heard this theory, game theory, but not Matt Pat, that MK1 was probably going to be an Injustice game. And
Well, they normally do Mortal Kombat Injustice, and Injustice is literally
part of
a testing beta for the Mortal Kombat, so when it comes out, it has the best mechanics.
all that true. Also, the cameo system, where like you have the assist character, would work better in Injustice with the DC pantheon.
Well, I'm fine with the cameo system. And I think the problem that people have with it is that some of the cameo characters, like, I don't...
They straight up took one of them because they were busted. I think it was Cabal. I don't remember.
Yeah, like one of the cameo characters are sometimes cooler than the characters they're dropping. It's very interesting how Mortal Kombat approached some of those things.
Definitely would rather play as Striker than Tremor for sure.
But am I drinking that hater juice? No, I'm not. I don't feel anything towards Mortal Kombat at all.
It's that meme that is just like, I hate you. I don't think about you.
Yeah, I don't think about you at all. Like, you don't live rent free in my head. And when I pick up the sticks on it, I'm not bad. So it's like it's not a matter. It's like personal taste wise, but also like I've always like. No, don't treat y'all weird, bro. Like I feel like they cater sometimes. It's like, oh, they're giving you all you want. Then they do some really weird monetization scheme, which they did with Mortal.
I do hate the monetization scheme, but that seems almost universal for everything that's not Nintendo.
Well, I don't mind season I don't mind season passes. That's whatever to me. Give me a season pass to pick the characters because it's very pick or choose. Theirs is really weird because I think they got real expensive for some things too.
Coins now and shit.
Yeah, for the most part, shit. When I come into a game like Guilty Gear, just like season pass, you want this character? Nah, then don't. Cool, we good. You buy it. Like I don't want complications.
Tekken also just does like season pass and.
I don't know.
Street Fighter 6 does season
I don't know anything about Tekken's inner workings. I don't even know how their story makes sense at this point.
They have fight money.
The best part is no one does.
You win that like by playing online. You don't even have to play online to win fight money. That's just to unlock the goofy costumes.
Yeah.
But I
can't wait for MK to feature Powerline.
You want to talk about a rock in a hard place? I'd have to suck up my pride. The internet would have to be scrubbed of my shit. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit would kind of be crazy. But no, I appreciate but needless to say, like, I think there's too much good in fighting games right now. Truly, too much good in fighting games right now.
Good year.
to fuck up. And unfortunately, MK, like, you know, I think they launched to a lot of appeal, but when you look at some other games, like Guilty Gear's still eating. Guilty Gear's doing great. Street Fighter 6 is getting exciting and fun. And the other game that we'll talk about briefly here.
And
not
it
part of
sucks
game.
because, I mean, not sucks for me, but it sucks for Mortal Kombat so much that they put a lot of work because that game is fucking beautiful. It's just, it's empty. Like, the mechanics suck. I would say there's half the levels of the other Mortal Kombat games and almost half the characters at this point.
I mean,
they had to throw some of them into the cameo.
Well, I think
they threw Frost into the cameo. Like, you didn't lose much there.
But and I'll talk about the game I mentioned in just a second. I think the other thing is MK, and I don't mean this like in a hater sense, but it's gonna sound like it. There's only so far you can like. I like fatalities as next to the next person, but that's not all there is to MK. Mechanic heaviness and depth of gameplay is equally as important, and, you know, visual fidelity is really cool. But MK, I don't think I would consider stylish, right? So that just means your gameplay has to lean in considerably more in depth. I think things I think it looks good. Objectively.
So when I say MK had a lead, it's because MK picked up really quick from MK9 to 11 that fighting games that got really overcomplicated, even probably MK8 or MK7, it's a hard game to play. Tekken is a hard game to play, to be good at. Easily Street Fighter is a very hard game to be good at. So they actually went a step back, and fatalities were easy. It was like down front square or some shit, and everything was just easier to play. It became a game that's easy to pick up, hard to master, and that's a good place for fighting games to be. The problem is, at some point, which is now, Street Fighter put in an easy mode, Tekken put in easy mode, and they put in better tutorials. The new Mortal Kombat doesn't have a tutorial mode at all.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I'm more in the camp of, you know, get good learn controls, but I'm happy about accessibility. That's not what I mean. I just mean, like, have options.
You'll have more people playing your game if it's accessible.
Yeah,
and the easy controls are, like, meant to be graduated out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the systems I encourage. Like I like encouragement to learn some of the kind of fidelity. And I think some people kind of get thrown off when I say, like, I like complex controls. Not necessarily because I like... Well, Quarter Circle 4 just makes more sense in my head. But also, those combinations allow for more special skills because you're able to do more inputs for different things. And not the point. Side point to that is... I just played another game that even in alpha, which was the League of Legends 2XKO. I still hate that name, but it was in alpha. Played it, had a great time.
What game?
2XKO. It's the League of Legends Riot Games. Their turn on a fighting game. A lot of positive things to say about that. It's a lot of fun. Definitely an alpha. Still some qualms and quirks. But they even came out and were like, hey, you know, like, I wouldn't do that prediction. I'd just do the picture that's up there. Isn't
this the characters from Arcane?
Yeah.
Well, one of them.
League.
So the characters from Arcane are from League of Legends. League of Legends is now just has its own universe of characters, so they can just pull from them in their games, which is cool.
You got challenged next time you go to Dallas.
Free sticks. I'll catch free dubs. But no, but that's also that's bad, G. Unfortunately, I'm determined to avoid them at all costs. So I'm always in illusion. No, I'm kidding. I just keep missing him. I feel so bad. But
you still missed Elijah last time he was here.
I'm hard to catch sometimes. All right. Secret level, gotta unlock me. But deadass, I really like the way that felt. The game was good. The flow was really, really good as well. And ultimately, I'm excited to see how that goes because that's more of a hand tag fighting game. So
Yeah, I heard it was like a Marvel versus Capcom kind of.
that sort
style.
of it's MVCI, which is a game that not a lot of people played and like, rightfully so. But
That's just to give people the idea.
Yeah.
Like, it's not exactly the same, but that kind of game.
no, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom, like the last Marvel vs. Capcom game, handshake wise. But you get really cool with combos because you can do things like, and it's also the
Oh,
first.
this is not what I thought the game looked like.
It's also the first fighting game where you and two people can play at the same time.
Yeah.
So your team member is calling in, like, how do I put it? Team member is the one who controls the assist, like when they come in. You're the one who can tag into them. And so let's just say you can also be a dick. I could be like, hey man, come in real quick. Not let you in. But yeah, they you can get really expressive with the combos because they do the thing where handshake. What the difference there is, so when you do assist, right? Like let's say Dragon Ball Fighters, right? You call an assist, they bounce out. That's how it usually works. And if you want to tag in, like you'll flip in, like, and they'll either rush in, teleport out. There's a couple of options. Handshake tag means your character stays on screen for a little bit, and so they'll be doing a movement. You can handshake tag to somebody else, which means you can like tag to them, and depending on what they have, like a mechanic in there that you can pick between fuses. There's one that lets you tag back. So literally you could do bop, 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 like, and your combos get really cool and creative with that. But they also let you fundamentally change the mechanic of the game into 5 different options, and hopefully they add a few more, like auto combos. If you want auto combos, that's like your kind of setting that you could go into a match with. But if you want some other things, like you can do double assist, right? So your person who, when he comes out, he can do twice the assist. There's a couple of other options. Really cool game. Something that kind of happened leading into Gamescom. But since we're in a fighting game mood, that's another reason why I say there's just too much good shit for there to be bad shit. Speaking on, I don't know what's next on the Gamescom list. Ooh.
I'm just going down this Verity article. Next is actually kind of what we alluded to already. I haven't seen the trailer. That got me.
It's
Just skip it.
It's that.
It's more like a teaser, which
Yeah.
I mean it's a teaser. It ends
For
up,
how much like this franchise is like based on that Psycho Mask, they're not important. You kill
They're not.
thousands of them.
But it's their logo. Yeah, to give you like a very brief rundown of the trailer, if you could call it that, it's really a teaser. You see a planet, and then you see something crash into it, and then you see like the crater, and robot hand reaches for the thing that made the crater, and it's the mask. I mean, you turn it around and you see that's the reveal. But that's it. Like, you don't see characters or anything.
and I would love to be in a world where I think Gearbox was set up for success either way, because we're like, the movie sucks, at least I have a good game.
I can tell you from working with Gearbox, they're not set up for success.
No, I just meant in the sense of
The company run by a magician? How could they not be successful?
I don't mean that. I just meant in the sense of like, if the movie sucked, everyone's like, we just want another game, where they're like, yeah, we got you. And then on the inverse, if the movie was really good, they're like, yay. Now we got. Now I think they'd be in a much more better camp if the movie was good.
I think this announcement was alright. Someone asked earlier if they announced this like on the rush.
No, I think
to
this
get
has been
everyone's
cooking.
to get the movie out of everyone's minds, or
Well, this is all Gearbox has, don't they?
No, they actually have Gearbox owns
This is their
Risk of
biggest
Rain
thing, yeah,
now,
but
and Risk of
yeah.
Rain is a lot of fun. That's not a game they made though. Let me reiterate. Gearbox did not make Risk of Rain, so I'm not going to give them any credit for it. But yeah, Risk of Rain.
Also, like, no shade to magicians. They're very talented. Randy Pitchford is kind of an asshole.
I can be Magic Man.
Well, I think, and this is me not knowing anything, this might be capturing on the Helldiver hype. Apparently, we got a Starship Troopers game coming in.
Oh, with Casper Van Dien. Johnny Rico himself.
And I am going to click on this Marvel Rivals trailer.
So let me tell you right now before we get into this. Hey, first of all, catch me on Marvel Rivals. I'll happily queue up with you if you don't suck.
I'm gonna suck out loud.
Yeah, I know.
Be like, so how do I swing?
Yeah. Oh, you playing Spider-Man? I can't play with you. I'm sorry. That's the first sign. There is already there is a skill gap with Spider-Man. Do not go online if you're playing Spider-Man if it's your first time.
Nope.
Let me phrase
doing that.
Let me phrase that. Don't play ranked if Spider-Man is your first time.
I don't play ranked.
Like you gonna ruin it for some other people. Boy, if you don't pause that trailer,
I'm getting past the bullshit.
no, let it rock.
All right. It's 2 minutes long.
It's not that bad. All right, we watched.
I meant like logos and shit.
Yeah, bro, that's 3 seconds a logo, and
We're at 9 already.
give NetEase their shine because they're actually doing something real good. Marvel Rivals, just from like a gameplay and aesthetic perspective, man, Overwatch.
What?
You're the Overwatch spokesperson, right? No,
You might hate Overwatch more than anyone on Earth.
No. The fans hate.
Talk to any Overwatch fan. They hate themselves. Not themselves. They hate the way Overwatch was treated. Marvel Rivals did two things punch. They made a game that's aesthetically looks good, feels good to play, and then said all the characters are free to play forever.
Yeah.
And it's Marvel. They could have said, y'all gonna pay, and people would pay. But man,
I also think it's kind of weird that like the genre is called hero shooter.
Yeah.
And this is like the first one that I can think of that's like, wait, we got superheroes. Like we have licenses.
DC's too busy making VR Batman for some reason.
I mean, in general, like though, we haven't got a lot. That's why people haven't been complaining since Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity or whatever it was. Like, nobody has been doing anything with their licenses.
But I do got some beef, and this one was dedicated to Key, so I'm gonna call him out directly. I ain't gonna let you switch up because in that chat, anytime I was talking about Marvel Rivals, he was like, meh. Dead ass. I got the Carfax. This trailer comes out and you're like, oh yeah, no, shut up.
You screenshotted every man.
Yeah, bro. I went back. I checked the Carfax because I know your ass was like, man. I was like, damn, that makes me feel bad, bro. I had extra beta code. You could have been playing this though, but you decided to play. I felt some type of way.
It was the MCU sneaking into this video game. But to be honest, if it had come down to it and it was like, hey, do you want to play this beta based on a Marvel game? Because the last one, the one that Tommy loved, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Avengers game?
Well, the last couple, like, what is it? Spider-Man was good. And then Marvel Snap is good. Like,
Marvel Snap is really fun.
good. Like they did a good job with that.
I credit Ben Brode a lot for that. He, like me, former Blizzard employee, creator and developer of Hearthstone.
They just toss out talent, don't they?
He left. He quit. he got out while the getting was good. And
stock options worked for him, huh?
Fell back into a Marvel license and made a hit game. Like,
catch a paycheck, King. Do your thing.
Also, really cool guy. Real nice. Never like had any one-on-one time with him, but I think he did show up at the office one time. Seemed real cool.
I like. First of all, I always like when higher up people who've done some cool things are like really down to earth. That makes me like.
Yeah. So every once in a while, I'll fall into this like trading card game YouTube hole. I'll watch like people play Yu-Gi-Oh, people play Magic, people play Pokemon.
973. That's hours in Master Duel. How do I have that time? I don't know. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know how that happened. Not gonna lie to you. I don't just play games. I'm not home enough to play. I don't think I have to stress out.
It's the Switch, bro. It's mobile.
It's not. It's on my PC. This is my Steam. This means I'm sad.
I'm trying to cover for you. I don't know. I thought you were playing on your Switch on one of your 30 flights this year.
No, dog. I play on my cell phone, which doesn't count towards my Steam time, and if it does, thank the Lord. Niggas played a lot of Battlefield.
No, but he's appeared on like some of those Magic the Gathering channels, just like playing cards with
That's cool.
The amount of people getting into Magic, like, it's a matter of time. I feel like because I used to look at D&D like that, and I'm like,
If it wasn't so pricey, like
Magic's a lot of fun. I'll hit y'all up when my buddy comes into town because he has like the decks to spare. And what I mean by that is
that's what I've been waiting for. That it's just like it's like when you see the Tiger Trap and it's coming. It's just somebody with enough cards to be like, I can make you a deck right now. Do you want to play with me, bro?
when I say
a round of Commander. We got 4 people.
he has. I want to say he has like maybe 31 Commander decks, and it's a blast to play with them. And so I'll hit y'all up when he comes through, because he always carries them when he comes to visit. But yeah, it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. But to the point, I love Marvel Rivals. I love what they're doing. I love the aesthetic. I love that I've been frustrated already and it's only been in beta and alpha. I love that I'll hopefully get to dunk on people whenever the game comes out. Oh, I love that I'll be frustrated with new people whenever the game comes out. And they made the Winter Soldier look way cooler than he has any right to be. You can play the trailer now.
You don't like the White Wolf?
That's not what it is.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play the trailer.
Geralt of Rivia? He's the one.
Oh shit, this looks dope right off the bat. I didn't know this is what it looked like.
A new hope.
They have Planet Bast.
The foundation.
Planet Black Panther. What the fuck? You can't do that.
It's the Bionic Commando.
I'm really surprised Bionic Commando is in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Not so fast!
Oh shit, this does look dope.
Stick around! Armed and dangerous!
So he's basically Spider-Man already, though.
No, he doesn't swing.
Oh, is that all he's missing?
Other stuff.
And stay down!
On the subject of Cap and video games, they nerfed the shield in Fortnite.
Oh, that looks dope as fuck.
Oh yeah, this is the best design for Doom. Doom look hella clean. It's a lot of fun to play. A lot of fun to get to. I think they have the best iteration of a lot of characters, and what I mean by that is like they've done a good job of making them like feel their own, be really cool. Even characters like that, like Luna Snow, which is like a healer. Loki is dope.
So because the trailer only showed 2 characters, I saw other ones running, but like, is Loki a healer? Is that what you're about to say?
Loki's like a healer support class.
What does Thor do? I saw him running around.
Vanguard. So like, think tank. Then they have
Is the Hulk in this? He has to be in this, right?
Yeah, Hulk's on it.
Hulk Banner. Think of like kind of a diva situation where once he's transformed into the Hulk, you lose your health, you go back to Banner. If you fight good enough, you can go back into Hulk, or you die.
I was about to say, like, I feel like if I'm Bruce, like, it's just like hide as fast as you can.
Well, he has gun and grenade, I think. And Penny Parker, who I actually main. Penny Parker's fantastic. So a lot. They have Jeff the Shark. Like,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
they're doing some cool stuff there.
Jeff the Shark definitely does that for me. Oh shit, that looks dope.
Yeah, the artistic design, the style they've got. Honestly, if you played the alpha, I was even surprised. Of like, this looks pretty polished. Got to the beta, and I'm like, this looks very like it looks like they've done a good job. And the beta and alpha, closed alpha, were both very good back to back, and it's pretty cool how they've done. You could tell this has been cooking for a while before they let people into it. Like
They let people touch it.
2XKO felt like an alpha. I felt like Marvel Rivals. I was like, when I played the alpha, I was like, this is like way into beta. And then when I played closed beta, I was like, this is more and stuff. They also are able to. I feel like they're also one of the other rare ones where they're doing stuff and going to places that I feel like some of the places that are in common media films, not just MCU but Marvel in general, they don't go. Like the maps take place in like Tokyo 2029. 2099. So like that's Penny's that's Penny's world.
I actually don't even know 21. Who Magic is.
They have, they have fucking Planet Bast, the Black Panther planet. Like, that's dope as shit. Like, stuff like that.
What the fuck is the Punisher gonna do here?
He shoots lots. No.
He's the Gunzerker.
well, he's more like, think of if you're coming into the game and you're like, I want to play FPS. That is Punisher. They also have this mechanic that is team up. So like if you play certain characters together, you get benefits. Magneto has
I was actually just staring at
huge
Magneto.
Power spike when you have Scarlet Witch. It gets him the thing that he needs to do better.
I don't know who Luna Snow is either.
Yeah, Luna Snow. So a lot of cool characters. They're getting out there with some of the characters, and they all feel very, very unique. Yeah. But they have. It's a lot of fun. Play it on lunch. Excited to see Captain America and Bucky. I think that's the last of Hawkeye, Black Widow. If we're talking about like the MCU Avengers, but like main cast.
I mean, Rocket's in there. Groot.
Yeah. So is Star-Lord, Mantis,
Namor, Hela.
I forget Namor's there. I ain't gonna hold you. I forget Namor.
Adam Warlock, Scarlet Witch, Storm's in here. That's dope.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, is Doctor Strange not? I thought Doctor Strange was.
Doctor Strange is in there. He's next to Magneto.
I think they haven't. Yeah, that's the one area that they haven't done a lot of yet. They haven't done a lot of the X-Men. So there's probably a few more. I don't want to see Wolverine, but anyone else, that's cool with me.
They actually don't have a lot of like DPS up close fighter people. I think. Because I imagine the Hulk is a tank.
If you're talking DPS, Magic, Black Panther.
Black Panther for sure.
Yeah. Magic and Black Panther are the first ones that come to mind.
Mantis is in this game? Wow, weird.
Spider-Man is DPS up close because he only does punch. Like he can shoot from afar, but to do the things you have to get close. He's hard to shoot.
Actually, really surprised looking at this list. Not a lot of villains, like just in the sense that
they've held back. Yeah, I think on the villain. The people who are like not great are like Hela.
Hela's on there for sure.
Loki. I think Bucky's on that other side. But I don't think they've done like straight up villains yet.
Jeff the Shark. Calamity's like, give me Blade, damn it.
Yeah. So a lot of cool things. Marvel Rivals is dope.
Well, Secret Level. All right, that's the trailer we already saw. Indiana Jones. Do you want to see that trailer?
No. That game is...
So, I'm still hopeful that it's going to be good, but... For whatever reason,
it's not clicking. It's not doing it for me.
When they showed that it was going to be first person, I was like, I'm kind of out. Like, why would you spend all this money to get Harrison Ford's likeness if I'm just gonna see his fucking hands?
On top of that, I don't know. This is a weird one for me. I'm kind of with you.
Sorry,
it's a weird one with me. On top of that, Xbox was weird with it because it was an Xbox exclusive. And now it's not.
Well, it's Bethesda.
Oh right, yeah, it was. It was good. That was the whole reason you bought Bethesda, to kind of. But then they're like, "Fuck it, let's." And so people felt weird about that. It's just in a weird place, and I'm with you. First person, I don't think that fits. This should be like more in the Nathan Drake camp of success.
Black Myth Wukong. I haven't played it. It does look really good.
I don't know what you want me to talk about with it. I haven't played it yet. But what I
can't talk about it.
Yeah, can't talk about it because I have downloaded. That's this weekend.
He's got 100 hours in Pokemon, guys. Like, he can't...
No, 100...
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I have 100 hours in Marvel Rivals, which hasn't even out yet. That's the impressive part. And then I have 973 hours in Master Duel, and I say that with the straight face.
We will talk... I know it'll be super late, but we'll talk about Black Myth Wukong probably for sure next.
All I'll say is
I'll make sure. I just want to talk about it after I've beaten it.
It does look really good. I don't know if it's Game of the Year good, because I saw a clip of Asmongold saying that shit, and I'm like, I don't usually agree with you, Asmongold, so I don't believe you.
But there's not... I don't think this has been a great year for those kind of games just yet.
Well, Black Myth Wukong is kind of a big deal, because it's like China's first AAA style game.
And I'm happy, and you know, I'm gonna give him a shout out. I'm happy it's successful.
Right? Yeah, totally.
It broke the Steam record. 2 million players. Solo game is insane. 2 million concurrent players. That means 2 million people playing at the same time on a solo player game. Fucking unheard of. That's awesome. But that's also, I feel like China has, it's a weird one because China has some really cool shit that they do that just doesn't make it to the West. And what I mean by that is like, they have this One Piece mobile game they've worked on that looks fucking fantastic. They have a Naruto one that they've like done animation for. It looks fantastic, but it's mobile games, right? So they're just not going to hit the same. So like the first big AAA game, it's like a market that hasn't
I'm sad
ever.
they bought King of Fighters then and did nothing with it really.
Well, I feel like there's an opportunity for. I mean, this is just more games, more studios, right?
Yeah.
And
more diversity, which is also good.
so I want to see. Gosh, I'm gonna get clipped and can be considered a fucking national traitor. I'm like, but I want to see like more.
Yeah, bro,
Other
we're
hubs
on
of
screen
gaming.
liking Chinese movies. Like, media is different from saying, like, I want communism to win.
True.
Very true. And that's been kind of like one of the sort of knocks against this game.
not even acknowledging
Well, your boy Slider is talking about the Gamergate talk about
Not
around
even
it.
acknowledging
It's-
that. Not even acknowledging
yeah.
it. It's just not in this way that it's like it's just dumb.
It's not the game. It's China.
it's-
Like,
it's-
it's the Chinese government. Like,
No, I wouldn't even say it's there
what are
is
you
another
gonna do, bro?
No, it was no Gamergate. More so in the way that they're trying to. I don't want to get into it. It's dumb. It's
Are they
using it
like
for,
review bombing it because it's from China?
They're spearheading it because it like I don't want it is so talking about more. How do I describe it?
Some of like the,
Social justice type areas, and it's like
some of the decisions decisions that were made, like
Is it story?
the
No.
game and censorship and stuff
and-
like that.
I wouldn't even
It's
say
like-
it's just. I'm going more so like like towards that as alongside. I thought the primary issue was more so how some Americans are trying to use it as a navigation against some woke stuff. I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I don't wanna
Really?
get into it. I don't wanna
Oh,
get
weird.
into it. I
All
don't
right.
want to get it. It's
No,
just-
we don't have to get into it. I just want to at least see the label so I can understand, which you've done already at this point. But I was just kind of like, I have no idea about what this game is about. I do know that video games sometimes fall
Journey
into
to the
that.
West.
The what?
Journey to the West.
Yeah, no. I know that part.
Son, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you ever sitting
I-
there.
But I'm just
not
talking
watch
about
Dragon
how this
Ball?
game could fall into Gamergate. Like I read some IGN thing that was still like, there's a lack of diversity, and I'm like, I don't care. It's China. Like that's
no.
I don't want to talk about it. I can't. So
The second this game was announced and they said that it was, being developed by a Chinese studio, I was like,
oh yeah, there's gonna be.
there's gonna be some shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much like it.
It comes with the territory.
Well,
What man?
I'm moving around. I'm sorry. I just want to understand and then move around.
I will
But,
talk to you about it off air. I don't want to talk about it. It's just so
So Batman
I don't
Arkham Shadow.
I don't like shit. Shit that pulls away from good gaming is just unfortunate, and Twitter's just a cesspool. That's all it is. Twitter
Especially
being
now that it's X.
Twitter. No, it's not. It's Twitter.
But
Shadow, it's VR Batman.
fuck that. Let's move on.
Yeah, and it's exclusive to the Oculus, I think.
Which is great. Oculus is dope. No, this is a weird one. I like games coming for VR. VR is still such a cool thing, and if you've never played on an Oculus, it is a phenomenal experience that I'm not an advertiser for fucking VR. It's weird. If you had told me before and after, I would not be like before. I don't care about VR. I have VR headset. I'm like, this shit is some of the coolest technology ever, and I have an Oculus 2. I don't know why WB thought Suicide Squad into a VR Batman game was the move. I don't think they want to make video games.
Probably not.
Sorry about that. Continue.
No, I mean, I really don't want to talk about it. A VR game is fine. I've had a lot of fun with VR games. I think VR works best as horror. I'm still hoping
Yes.
that Jojira pays $50 so Sam has to play one. But yeah, I don't have anything to say about a Batman VR game. That's just
It's just, I'm probably never gonna play it. Like,
I'm not. And I have VR.
Yeah, like I don't have a VR. I don't have the space in my room. Like, even
I ain't
if
got
wanted-
Oculus money.
Yeah.
Well,
One,
Oculus
I
is
ain't
kind of
got-
cheap. It's like they're like pennies now.
It is the cheapest option, I think, and it's the one that you don't need like any other hardware. You just buy the Oculus, so that's good.
It's comparably entry level.
Yeah,
It's gonna sound pretentious. I'm like,
But at
no,
the
it's
same
actually like
time,
not terrible.
I
No,
with
I
our
heard there's a
current-
new PlayStation coming, so I'm holding on.
with our current living situation, where in the fuck am I gonna play this VR game?
The living room, we can move Gertz's table, and
Nah, I'm gonna accidentally punch the dog.
that's fine.
Several
He's
times.
dumb anyway.
VR is one of the toughest entry points from a perspective of, to your point, it's a space requirement, and you can play it sitting down. So like but it's a space requirement on top of a risk investment. It's like I like my VR headset. I'm a big fan of it. I'd recommend anyone get a VR headset. It is my least played thing in my house.
Yeah.
Calamity, it's not a matter of like buying the games. TJ has all the games. It's a matter of like it's very hard to convince Sam to play those games. Me playing that game was not going to be as interesting as Sam, who's never played a horror game, let alone a horror VR game. That's where the money is, bro.
I mean,
But Genshin Impact is coming to Xbox.
Barely.
cool.
All right.
New Dying Light has been announced.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that one looks cool.
Another goat simulator. Eva's going to be
It's
so
the
happy.
remaster. Yeah.
Cool.
On the note of simulator, because I saw Farm Simulator. Have you ever played any of the simulator games and had fun?
Goat Simulator.
All right, that one I understand.
it's
but
intriguing.
I bought Car Wash Simulator, and I was like, I deleted it
Car
in
Wash
20
one?
minutes.
The Power Wash one?
Yeah.
I think you have to be in a certain mindset, aka on drugs.
Mario Kart Lego sets. Oh, nah.
Yeah. I mean, they look cool, but
That's for Sam's.
yeah.
Fallout merch. I think that's it.
Yeah, that was pretty much
I think
it.
the only game that wasn't in that list was the Mecha Break stuff, but they just did another trailer, and Mecha Break still looks dope. That's it.
Let's go ahead and look up Mech Break real quick, because you were all about it.
Yeah, it's again. I was in it early. Did not get to play it though, and I still kick myself in the oh man, I'm still upset. I got access way too late, and I was in the middle of two other things.
Escort reactor core and upgrade Bunker City's power.
I'm gonna be honest, like I've been in a little bit of a robot mood lately, and I'm pretty close to downloading Armored Core.
I might buy
Now check this shit out, baby.
Yeah, there was a game like this at our local arcade that I was the best at, but nobody played against me because,
Ritual on.
yeah. We were like, fuck you, we're gonna play Marvel vs. Capcom
I
1.
want to build robot. This is so when they like robot games are like you sometimes go like the slow lugging route. This is my full anime robot dreams. Look at this man. I want the cool sabers. I want my shit to be. I want my Gundam. I want my squad to have robots that look cool. I want to have my own lore. Be like, oh shit, we're losing. I need to bring out my Blackwing Buster. Some random shit, you know. Got different suits for different fights.
Oh, I just default to Hellboy 2. I'm gonna get big baby.
I just want.
I'm pretty close to finishing my newest Gundam model kit, and I painted it, which makes it actually hard to put together because I overpainted it. It was my first time doing it, but it looks sick as fuck.
Yo.
It's Death Sight from Gundam Wing. We're sorry to interrupt this, but yes, I'm down to play Mega Break.
Oh no, that's not why I was looking at you. I have not watched Gundam Wing.
Really? It's not great.
It doesn't hold
It
up.
doesn't hold up. It was cool when I was 9. I really loved it a lot when I was 9. But I rewatched it, and the only cool part is that they're in Italy. They're like, I didn't understand because the geography was just like a little blurb on the bottom, so I didn't read it. I was just like, I hope they blow shit up. But now that I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, like it's pretty important.
pretty dope.
Yeah, but it's not dope. Like that. Gundam Wing and Gundam G are acquired taste is the best way I can put it.
So like wine, you know, like foreign wine. This Gundam, it's aged to perfection.
No, it's actually more like if you ever can develop a taste for malt liquor, this Mickey's, this Mickey's is pretty good. But
the 40s. Sorry, I just looked at my phone for the first time, sir.
I was there for the pretty boys. Yeah, exactly. Gundam Wing is literally boy bands, but they fly mobile suits. That's why I was like, oh, this is pretty bad.
That's actually a great way of putting it.
That was the thought process before they wrote it.
I'll give you that.
And then it starts off with that cool theme song. Da, da, da.
Man, I need to get into Gundam.
There's better Gundams, and we'll be right back.
Summer's hot. Things are getting crazy. It's 107 and a little bit toasty. Like a lot of bit toasty. It's that type of heat that makes you go outside and really be like, I don't want anything on my body. No hair, no nothing, literally just want to be clean shaven so the breeze can hit right. And the only way that you can stay clean shaven and that you can stay crystal for this summertime heat is with our buddies at manscaped.com. Now, I don't think I have to say this too much. I know what underwear I'm wearing. It's the breathable kind. And Manscaped is the ones who put me on game with that. I'm like, we're legitimately so honored to, express our partnership with Manscaped. And I get to chit chat about some of their products because I use them literally every day. I still use their shampoo, their body wash, and of course, their lawnmower as well. But those Manscaped boxers, the 2.0s, get the ones with the gold on it. And if you're feeling fancy, they're fantastic. But the coolest part about this is you can get anything on Manscaped's website using code MEX20. That gets you 20% off, free shipping, and sometimes it mixes in with some of the other discounts they have too. And so, just saying, you get a really cool deal. If you're not checking out boxers, or you're like, hey, can I get something that's a little more bundled together? Well, check out the Performance Package 5.0, where they have the Performance Package 5.0, where they have the full packages of everything you can need. If you're feeling a little extra bougie, go ahead and get the Platinum Package 5.0 Ultra. Everything there we have tested out and tried ourselves personally, and they're all fantastic. I use the toiletry bag to carry all of my goods whenever I travel, and y'all know I travel quite a bit. And even when I want something a little lighter, I can still just put in some of my Manscaped gear and go along the way. So again, Manscaped has been awesome to us, been awesome for y'all, and all of you guys have shared your positive opinions. I don't think we've ever gotten anything even remotely far from positive on that. My girlfriend has liked Manscaped enough to where she has got her own Manscaped stuff. That's just because I stay rocking it so much. She's like, you smell good all the time. And I'm like, I can't help it. You don't catch me after the gym. That said, you can get anything on their website for 20% off and free shipping using coupon code MEX20. That's 20% off and free shipping using coupon code MEX20. Please make sure that you guys take advantage of this opportunity, take advantage of that code, because again, we're getting into nearing the end of summer season. It's only going to get a bit warmer before it gets cooler. And so this is a good time to make sure you're fresh going into the fall season. And most of all, it's not your family that'll thank you. It's not your friends that will thank you. It's not even you yourself that will thank you. Your balls will thank you. Coupon code MEX20 at checkout. 20% off and free shipping. Thank you so much to you guys, Manscaped, and to anyone else who's out there watching.
I just finished, I don't know how to put this, DC, Suicide Squad, Isekai.
I've not finished it yet, so how was it? How did it been?
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, the last step, Maggie got mad at me, both of us, I think, because there's a point.
We were together.
Shout out to Maggie for the gifted sub to So Simply 2D.
Yeah. There's a point in the show, and I don't want to give too much away, but transformations occur. And they lean into a certain trope in anime, made famous by, a very popular
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, they do Sailor Moon transformations and it's hilarious. But I forgot what the hell. I think I was like cleaning or cooking or something, and I wasn't like devoting my full attention to the screen. But I did rewatch it, and it was funny.
I feel like Suicide Squad. Again, our opinions from before. I said it was just a fun ass romp.
People hate that anime though. It's so funny to
It's
me.
just weird. I'm like it's not like if you go in and you don't take it seriously, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I still like, and
It's
time
not
I was
meant
cleaning
to-
my phone, Maggie.
who had watched it the last time when I had watched it? I don't know if y'all had caught up yet.
We were having pretty much caught up. At most, we were 2 episodes behind, and
Because I was saying that, like, oh, right. Like, I think I was talking about, I think y'all guys were just an episode behind because I
Yeah.
talked about the rat thing, which I said, that's still funny to me. That just Deadshot is the, Deadshot's like, that's my homie. I'm like, and the
I'm not gonna lie, that's totally how I'd be treating people sometimes. Like that's my friend, and then
they're like, fucking, I hate your guts. He made the motherfucker watch rat porn. I'm like, bro. He's like, that's the only thing he can get off to. I'm like, bro. But yeah, no, it was sorry, I haven't finished it yet. I'm actually a few episodes behind. So yeah, like, and
It gets
the
weird,
score
so,
and yeah, what's the score and when what's or not necessarily in the traditional sense, or what you guys end off feeling with it? It's fun, good time.
Fun, good time. I would give it an 8. Like I don't give 2 craps about the Suicide Squad normally. so like, I had nothing invested going in, and I left going like, yeah, this was good. This was fun.
I have like just a little bit of a darker kind of thought that if I'm grading it on an anime scale, it's like a 6, and it's not even that it's bad. Like I said, I like to use the entire scale. Like a 6 is not bad. TJ actually gave me the advice where it's just like if you break it in half and told people that you rated shit a 3 out of 5, people would be way less mad at you most of the time. But on this note, it's just a matter that when anime is good, it's the best media out there to me. And so it never creates any moments like that. There's
but it's an enjoyable watch all the way through. And
Exactly.
And I'll tell you where it was for me and where I'm at. Still, I'm right around you. It's a 6, 7. It's watchable. It's like I didn't go into it. Some people were acting like this shit is the worst thing ever. I'm like, no, the production quality and what they're doing with it, I still think it's above average.
I just feel like when I tell people, it's like I gave something a 5 out of 10. People are like, you gave that an F, and I'm like, I'm not using like school.
No.
I'm using that was okay. 5 is passable, and I enjoyed myself.
5 is just average. It is
Yeah.
average. It is
Yeah.
the averagey of average. And what's an anime that's 5? My Hero Academia. But what's no.
It depends, bro. There's seasons where it hits 8, and
there's seasons where it's right where it needs to be. Right where it needs to be. Jokes aside, I would say like there's stuff that like you can watch, and to me an anime like because I can sit down and power through a lot of anime. So like there's if an anime lets me feeling like cool,
yeah.
I watch that. That's a 5. Like that's not like, the worst thing ever. Like you have to be offensive. You have to be bad to watch it. In which case, if I have to tap out, and anime is hard for me to tap out on. If I tap out, you're under a 5. Like that's rough.
Yeah.
This was one that I would probably. I wish that they had dropped all the episodes at once.
Actually, you know what? I think we've had this conversation. I don't support that a lot of times. This actually makes sense.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a bingeable, kind of funny thing. Like, there's nothing I am waiting on my... To Marcos' point, there's nothing like story-wise I'm waiting on my heels for next week.
Right, yeah, exactly. And also...
Actually, the only thing I was waiting for was the bomb, and that gets explained in like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. The other thing with me is that like episode 1, it's not necessarily a waste, but episode 1 is just them leading up to the title. Episode 1, like the title says isekai. So if you're familiar with anime, you already know what's going to happen. Episode 1, they meet Truck-kun or whatever, their version of Truck-kun, like that. So it's kind of a way, like we don't have to do episode 1.
I honestly also think the whole isekai thing in the title did not help. It killed it for a lot of people because isekai is a genre that has quite a few entries in it, but man, just treat everything like its own unique thing. Give it a shot yourself, and don't go off of like just word of mouth. Sometimes, like I still don't. There was never a point in Suicide Squad where I said this is like terrible.
Yeah.
I was always like this, like, and once it got into its own,
it's carried by its humor and carried by Clayface a lot.
Clayface being Michael Jackson's a great.
I forgot I was catching up. I actually need to go back and rewatch then Demon Slayer, because I wasn't interested until the memes started dropping about like the castle drop, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll watch to see up to that, because everything about this was just kind of like, it seems like a boring training arc, which it is, but the castle drop does look sick as fuck.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into it again because we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
It did what it's supposed to do. It just shouldn't have been by itself. That's the only flack that like. I can't fault it for being a training arc. More shows need to take time and do stuff like that. And Demon Slayer is not, and I think the problem with Demon Slayer is just not a show that's long enough to where there's not a lot of episode pool to where
they have like 16 episode seasons. Why was this one 8 and then they just called it?
Well, it's fine if they want to do that. Again, I just feel like it was supposed to be paired with the last season, and then that'd feel like a complete season. But that was my personal thoughts. In an ideal world, Demon Slayer would have been season 1, which was the 24 episodes. Mugen Train and Entertainment arc, which ended up being season 2 anyway.
Yeah.
And season 3 was this arc and training arc, and then people would be like, "Oh, cool."
Well,
other than that, yeah. No, sorry. Next up, what are we watching?
what do you guys got next up?
What have I seen? Actually, this is an old school anime. Not an old school anime, but an older anime. Me and Michaela both began together, Main Abyss.
Elijah was straight up talking last time he was like, bro, I can't believe people watch this shit. It's not that it's bad, it's that it's sad.
Yeah, no, we finished the first season, so no spoilers, people. It's actually one of the ones that I've always avoided it because of one certain thing, which was in the first season, and I'm not good with body horror. I wouldn't go into this if you like to smile.
Oh no, yeah.
So I have no idea what the story is like. I just know that the art style and what I know about what happens gives me smiling tree friends vibes, where it's just like, look at how cute and happy all these characters look.
No, I'd even say, tell me, JJ, have you watched it?
I watched a handful of episodes, but I never finished season 1. What I was gonna say was, at the time when I was working at Blizzard, and I saw like the first 3 episodes, for chats and phone calls, we had to create a little bio that customers would see, and I would always put that out, like anime on my bio or whatever. And so I had a handful of customers come in and be like, "Oh, what anime do you recommend?" I sent a lot of people to their doom.
You'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. Don't worry.
Oh no, yeah, you like Overwatch? You'll love Made in Abyss, bro.
Made in Abyss is kind of like I appreciate it taking its time. It sets up like it does not get into the stuff you think it's going to get into for quite a bit of time, but when it starts, and it doesn't stop. It does not stop. But yeah, season 1, gotta go watch them. And for those who are getting into Made in Abyss the first time, the appropriate way to watch it, like this is like actually the way to make sure you don't miss anything, is season 1, movie 3, season 2. So it's also hard as shit to find. It's not on any platform. So
it's on Amazon Prime, I thought.
It's not anymore. You've got to channel your inner One Piece.
That's a good way of putting it.
But yeah, it's really good.
Somebody asked if we were watching One Piece. I know what happened because of TikTok. Spoilers don't bother me in One Piece because I'm like, that's so far away. I'm sure I'll enjoy it when I get there, but I don't think we're going to talk about it.
No, I'm not spoiling One Piece for anybody.
JJ is close to you where it would be a spoiler for him, but I think he does know what happens.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being in a world where I'm spoiled on One Piece. That shit would make me so aggravated, but I'm spoiler sensitive. And y'all motherfuckers in that chat sometimes, y'all really loose with it. Can I file a complaint to HR? Oh wait, me. Man, we got a group chat. Not the point. I gotta say it sometimes, cause I be walking in, I was like, a Deadpool Wolverine, the paint ain't even dry. The paint ain't even dry. I was watching it on a I was like, bro, movie came out on a Wednesday, Thursday, watch it on a Saturday. Give me a fucking day. No, time out. Now I gotta raise my I'm kidding.
You didn't see the passport chat, did you?
Yeah, bro. I'm over playing around.
Go watch Alien, then.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep.
I feel like Aliens is not spoilable because it's dumb. Like that's fine.
No, I mean spoilable movies.
Wolverine is spoilable, and I'm
spoilable.
sorry for about that. If I don't know if I did it. I know for a little bit I was excited because Key is very excitable. And it just depends on when he watches it.
Oh no! Time out. We gonna roast Key again? Cause I got my other bone to pick. It's this one. No, I'm kidding. No, I do my best to filter in the chat sometimes. But I read like a lot of times I'll just read in batches, right? Sometimes I might not be on for a few days and I'll be like, oh, let me catch up and make sure I just didn't miss anything. But then it's like nice to get punched in the face with like spoil. But I also know that
there's nothing to spoil for the future. None of us are watching Agatha all along.
Man, I've already dropped the hints. But I also do my best. Like, I don't hold it. Jokes aside, I don't hold it against y'all because I like literally. I'm like, I know that I'm the most spoiler-verse. Therefore, I just avoid the chat a lot of the times because I don't know what's gonna be spiked in there.
I also don't know when you watch movies. Like, if I had an idea of that would probably.
I usually watch, like, if it's a bigger movie, I watch it week of. Like, usually.
Did you watch Wolverine week of?
Yeah, watch it on Saturday. Like, that's what I was like. I saw that y'all were talking about it. I was like, bro, y'all know these fucking chats were popping up. I didn't get spoiled, so I was good. Yeah. But the problem is, like, I watch it on the Saturday. Yeah. Bro, that's a 2-day turnaround. You got to give me 2 days.
Okay, well now I know. I try to give the weekend. Like I didn't.
Like I'm not a slow watcher. I'll be the Friday or the Saturday.
Are you the type of guys to give good advice when it comes to almost anything?
Not
at least TJ.
My life is taken.
If you have a question, you can ask us right after the end of the show. So holla or right near the end of the show, which is not too far off.
But I think it's Elusive Elusive Samurai. Yeah. That's the one me and JJ fell in love with for the.
Y'all guys like Elusive Samurai? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's cool. I don't know if y'all are caught up, but
I'm not caught up, but I do love it.
They are. It's a fun one. They're also they are all over the place sometimes. You'll be like, man, am I supposed to feel sad or happy or funny? Or I'm like, these motherfuckers are like on coke some days. But no, it is a great series.
The fortune teller kind of throws me a little bit because it'll be like a really sad scene episode before. Like, that's where it closes off. And then episode starts with him like, hey, buddy, what's up?
But
super animated, super happy.
Right from the jump, I didn't actually. I haven't really pinned him down because he helps, but it was also kind of like, here's the guy you're all looking to kill, and then he's just kind of like, high fives.
So simply, I'm actually gonna hold you on that one. We have a show that we talk about that kind of stuff on, but I'll give you some. I'll give you some tips at the end of the show. I'll give you tips at the end of the show. I'm not some. That said, no. To your point, Elusive Samurai. I've kind of I was like, if you knew the future, I actually like that take of like someone who sees the future and is like not just like, oh, we're doomed. He's like, man, like, because he can be serious and cool and calm and be like, it'll be okay. And he's just like, fuck it. Like, let's play Monopoly because, I stole that from the future. Like, stuff like that. So,
man, JJ tried so hard to catch up on Delicious in the Dungeon because Elijah was like, we're going to review it. And then we just never got around to review it.
I did finish it. God damn it.
I'm 4 episodes off. I like Delicious in the Dungeon. It's not one I'd crush for a review, though. Like, I'd be like, I like it as
Elijah
a
was
slow burn.
Super hyped about it.
It's a slow burn type of thing.
Yeah, and that was like, I was taking my time with it. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this, like one of Senchi's meals.
But sorry, Elusive Samurai. Trying to focus in on Marcos. What about you? What are you liking about it?
It's a weird thing because it's probably pretty common in the East. It's just not common here, where it's just kind of like somebody lost their entire kingdom and they have a right to it. And I'm assuming it's the story of how he gets it back. I mean, you're seeing little things about it, about him living the day to day. But that's not a story I know anything in Western civilization that exists. Like Hamlet doesn't follow those threads or any of these other.
Well, it's in particular with like American media, the trickier part of like there's just not a history of kingdoms being lost.
Yeah.
The Norsemen came close, which is like the legend that Hamlet is based off of.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Eastern.
he doesn't win at the end. Spoilers for the Norsemen, but yeah, no one's happy.
I would say anime does that way more often of like someone losing a kingdom and.
Anime is something, and it's something that I realized.
Lion King.
And Lion King is just Hamlet.
But he does get his kingdom back. It's his birthright.
Oh, you're right.
I hate that you're right. That's what's
I was gonna say, I think anime is the best at, because so many I feel like American stories just evolved like recently, and the big thing is anxiety and how to deal with it. So everything from Puss in Boots to the newest Inside Out are just like, this is anxiety and how we deal with it. So they've just kind of matured from just telling the same stories about get the girl, the hero's journey, and things like that. Like, it's felt like very similar story beats. And it's funny that anime will just completely focus on, because like randomly recently I've been listening to the Egoist speech at the gym, and it's just a long way to just be like, yeah, it's okay to be focused on yourself and push yourself to the highest degree of what you can. And there's not, I mean, I guess you can get whiplash and stuff like that, but it's still like in anime, it's pointed out in this very poignant, mostly because anime does soliloquies, which is not something that we have in Western media anymore, really. But anime is so cool at painting random stories. Like Mob Psycho is 3 seasons of just being like, you're going to fuck up and you're going to act out, but it's going to be okay. Like, you have strength in your bonds. And I was like, damn, like, that's probably the most important thing a teenager should know. And Mob Psycho paints it out better than any of her coming of age stories, really.
Well, I think what's tricky is because anime again is one of those mediums that treats all of its viewers like they have anime that's aimed for younger. They have anime that's aimed for older. But ultimately, a lot of shows can be aimed at anybody, but also they but they don't pull back punches for younger viewers.
Right.
A lot of the times, right? Technically, a shonen, right? I use Hunter x Hunter as an example. By the time you get to the end of the Hunter x Hunter and you're in Chimera Ant, which, no spoilers, they're just talking about there's just genocide. Like, I mean, this shit. I was like, there's just problems. but it's a medium that has just such a diverse range that I feel like still in American culture we are always like, if it's too complex, we have to force it into live action.
Yeah.
You have some exceptions, right? You have the Adventure Times, which sugarcoat. You have the and I say sugarcoated, they're like cool colors and sweets, and then they trap you into that shit.
It's weird though. Like, I don't understand how we had that, because that's 2010s. Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe were just kind of like, hey, doing this live action would be immensely expensive, so I want to tell you all these different stories about identity, being trans, gay relationships in a whimsical, fun manner, but all the subject matter in all 3 of those shows is adult as fuck. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because at a certain point, all those shows, like Cartoon Network is still selling Jake backpacks and shit like that today. And
people fiend over Gumball still.
Yeah, exactly. And at a certain point, they realized what people were doing, and it was like, that was cool. Nothing like that ever again.
That's what's so weird.
Part of the blame also falls on Max.
Yeah.
That is Max.
Yeah.
Because they had.
But Disney
Infinity
has
Train.
nothing to do with Max. Like Gravity Falls, like for sure.
But that's more Disney just being Disney.
Yeah.
Like you're straying too far off brand there. Alex Hirsch, let's rein that in a little bit.
The only one they get experimental on sometimes, it feels like, are superhero stuff, where you have My Adventures of Superman and you have X-Men 97. And I'm like, y'all can do that with not just superheroes. Y'all can do that with, like, again, Disney had banger after banger whenever they were, like truly think that Amphibia, Gravity Falls, and Owl House are all executed fantastic for any form and audience. Like, it's awesome. It's cozy, makes you feel good, and then you'll be like, oh, this is just good storytelling.
Yeah. Your boy Slaughter brought up Regular Show. That is a show that is about two 20-year-olds that get drunk and fuck off at work.
They don't like to say they like to sugarcoat around them not being drunk because they're not technically. But let's be real.
My
here.
favorite pull on that is that wings get you drunk in that universe.
Yeah, like basically. But it's just crazy that, like, and you have the things like I just don't know why they looked and said, hey, all this success that we were having with these shows that people are still talk about, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck. And they don't even make shows for they even make shows for kids. I don't know what they're doing to make shows anymore.
They have a series of shows for the most part. Like, I've just turned on Cartoon Network on Max of all things. Craig of the Creek is cool, and that is legitimately just a kids show. Everything is, they don't have a deeper message like all these other shows that we just mentioned. But even that show, they're like, I don't know, it's expensive to pay Jeff Rosenstock to make music and do this animation. Like, the other shows that they have are legitimately almost like, I remember for a little bit they had The Annoying Orange as a TV show. Like, they're just like
and
the
Uncle
lowest
Grandpa
common. Yeah, they're the lowest common denominator. That I'm just kind of like, they can't even sell toys of that shit. Like, I don't know what they're doing really.
No, that spinoff got nixed. They got one season, if I'm not mistaken, it got nixed.
Yeah.
That one was aimed even for younger, right? That was like more preschool. And Disney, this is actually like
all of Disney's shows are almost just colors. They're CGI.
And I don't know, like, bro, I don't know what they it's weird because, and I mean, at least be like Nickelodeon, where they don't feel like they don't give a fuck right now.
Don't they have a new Fairly Odd Parents?
I've heard that's actually really good though.
The reboot or whatever.
Yeah. But Disney's like, we got SpongeBob. I mean, Nickelodeon's like, we got SpongeBob. We good. We eat.
They got SpongeBob. They have the Loud House and Casa Grandes.
Casa Grandes, I think, got nixed.
Oh, it got next shit.
Because Hispanics apparently just don't want to give them none.
Well, the Key has been asking Master Metals to talk about the Disney Hispanic show and
Primos.
Yeah.
Primos.
Which I don't think we're gonna go into for a while.
Can y'all support some?
I will. It's just-
Latin.
We literally made a TikTok. Well, Key made the TikTok. Thank you, Key. About us talking about Hispanic movies, satanic Hispanics. But it's just, when it comes to Primos, it's just like,
It just doesn't look good. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, and also, don't worry, Calamity. I'm not saying SpongeBob is what it used to be. It's not at all. No, they went gross out for a while, and after that, I just never tapped back in.
you know what's funny is, like, on the note of, like, because for a while everyone had a Family Guy. White people even got 2 Family Guys with Bob's Burgers. I just mean in the sense of an adult family show on Fox. Black people got the Cleveland show. I don't know if it's good or bad. I just know it exists.
You can just say black people got, we had the Boondocks, and we're just gonna stick with that. The Cleveland show's all right.
But I just mean, like, there was a Fox adult show, and we got Border Town, and it took 2 episodes, but it wasn't bad. Just know everybody else hated it.
Well, it's just when it comes, adult animation's a different camp. That man, they fuck up adult animation so much. They go so
All the time.
They go so low. It's Inside Job getting canceled still pisses me off. But
Really?
Inside Job was fantastic.
I saw the first 6 or 7 episodes, and then the girl that I was dating, I lost access to her Netflix, so I stopped watching it. But I was having fun all the way through. It was just a matter that nobody told me that it was great, so without me having Netflix. Like right now on Netflix, on JJ's Netflix queue, I have 4 more episodes of Cobra Kai, the whole new season of Umbrella Academy. And if you tell me that, I mean, I'll watch Inside
Job is a great watch. It's so funny. And, they also, I want to give Netflix some shine. They have some good animation as well. They have, oh my gosh, it's about the girl and the rat. It's not a rat. It's like a deer fox. Oh God, I'll think about it. Hilda. Hilda's fantastic. It's that same depth of storytelling in a younger adult show that makes you feel warm, but also they're like, they're handling some themes that are a little bit more, broad.
On the IP side of things, and it is still very much a kid's show, but Sonic Prime is actually very good.
I've heard.
It's like, if you like Sonic the Hedgehog, even to like a small degree, Prime is not a bad show. It's just, it's geared for kids, so it's very much a kid's show.
It ain't no Sonic X.
Right. But you do get Pirate Knuckles, which is cool.
Carol vs. the End of the World is great. I don't know if you've seen it. It is.
We saw the first episode, I think.
Oh, okay.
It is one that sits at, It's one of those.
I was going to say on that note, the weekend that I saw Inside Out 2, which I want to say sadly is still my favorite movie of the year so far. It's just, this is a bad year for movies. That's all it is, 100%.
What came out this... Bro, I can't... well, no, Deadpool and Wolverine is fine, but outside of that, I don't remember anything.
We're in August already. We'll be in September next week.
What did I watch this year? Shit.
But I mean, usually at this point, like last year, I would have had 6 movies in my top, like that I would just be like, you need to watch this, you need to watch this. This year, it's like Inside Out, Wolverine, Deadpool,
Alien.
I wouldn't even put Alien on that list. It's good, but it's not.
You didn't even give him a look.
Yeah.
You looked me in the eyes.
Oh
and said,
no,
I wouldn't put that in that
I'm
list.
just naming movies I've seen.
Yeah. But this is another movie that I saw that it'll sneak in there, but it's also like, it's another kids movie. It is Japan, so it falls up. So it does fall into the category of the Animexcellence. Ultraman Rising is an amazing movie, and you wouldn't expect it. Like, we watched it on a whim. That it was just kind of like, I'm going to make you watch this, Eva, just because, like, as an adult, it's funny. But we were all captivated within 20 minutes of that movie. And it's weird because it's a movie, like, imagine Thor. Because Thor is the most badass of the... all the other Marvel superheroes have to deal with the storyline of, like, I accept my powers. Thor from the start is like, I'm actually more badass than my powers, and I'm going to go fuck up the giants. Like, that's his first storyline. And Ultraman is actually a story of, like, I'm the hero, I'm the cool guy. Like, there is no coming of age. He is Ultraman from the start. And the movie is about, I need to pause being Ultraman to be a parent. And it's a very cool story. And it wasn't 100% right off the bat anything that I thought it was going to be great. It also has moments that are like they're kind of painful to watch, but it's painful because you care about the characters. It was a great watch.
Oh, then I'll have to check it out.
There's also towards the end a very cool like Cell Gohan Kamehameha Cell kind of moment.
I'm trying to think. And yeah, somebody said Kung Fu Panda 4 came out, right?
Yeah, that one came out, but I don't know if that's on the
Despicable Me 4 came out as well. And they said those were all right.
I did not see those.
But notice we're not talking about any of the adult, like Bike Riders, not great. I don't know.
Challengers came out this year, right?
Challengers came out this year. That's one movie that I haven't watched, but that's going to be a movie that I need a very slow Sunday to watch a movie about a menage a trois between tennis players.
Yeah, I also need to not be there when his partner's there. I need to go away.
Fucking vanish. Like,
Peace.
But it's just a slow year for movies. I mean, I don't even think I've missed much. Like, I really don't. I think Jordan wants me to see Most Violent Year or something like that.
In a Violent Nature.
In a Violent Nature and XXX or X. Maxine. And I'm caught up.
Jordan said Borderlands was all right. And I immediately said, he's banned from the next 3 movie reviews. And opinion
Well,
invalid now.
Any other notes on anime that we're currently watching, or can we get into these? Our last topic.
I don't remember the title of it, but I only saw the first episode.
By the way, Bad G was really sad that we're like, he's gone now, so it doesn't matter. But he wanted us to talk about Dear Friend. I haven't started that. I'm probably gonna eat a brownie and
Exactly what you think it should. Man, they got the Spider-Man 3 dance in that bitch. I said, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
No, but I saw. God damn it! I really wish I could remember the title, but the premise is that it's this girl who's part of a YouTube group, and they kick her out because she just decks one of the other girls.
Is it from this season?
It's from this season. Like Crunchyroll kept recommending it to me, and I was like, "All right, fine, I'll watch it." Like, and so I put it on, and yeah, it's this girl who is part of a YouTube group, and she gets thrown out because she blows up on one of the other girls. And so it starts out with her like just being hated on and like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I this is the only career I had. Like, how am I going to, get back on top? She's not even considering like getting normal job, which is I found interesting because
Calamity says it's Mayonoka Punch.
Yeah, that's it. Mayonoka Punch. I found that plot line pretty interesting because my YouTube holes are usually like, this guy did this thing and he had 5 million subscribers. What's he gonna like? All these locals fall into the same trap where it's like, I'm not gonna get a regular job. I'm just gonna keep trying YouTube until it takes off. But for whatever reason, it doesn't. Either their personality, either their work effort, like, whatever it is. So I thought that's where this was going. Then a vampire shows up. There's this haunted like mansion in the town, and it starts off with like the vampire.
This is why I love anime. Like, it's just shows that would never be made anywhere else. Where it's just like, hey, bro, I turned into a slime.
So
They're just not afraid to get weird.
the vampire is asleep, and she's evidently been asleep for like hundreds of years or something.
Sounds like anime.
But she has this dream where the YouTuber's there, and she's like, take as much as you want. Like, take all my blood. And she's woken up. Hilarity ensues. Like, she has another little vampire, familiar there, helping her out. And she's like, I have to find this girl. I have to find, she's my meal ticket, literally. And then, eventually they meet up, and the YouTuber works out a deal with the vampire, like, if you help me get back to 1 million subs, take as much as you want.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a binge.
It's pretty funny. I had a few solid laughs.
Genuine
in
laughs?
that
That's
first
cool.
episode, so, I'm digging it.
I think I found the fight.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I don't want to see too much.
Oh, okay. Well, the heat of what we're talking about here today, I thought it was really funny. So I probably got back into anime during COVID is the best way I can word it. Like, I was stuck at home. There was kind of a shortage of good stories, I felt like.
No, One Piece was around.
Well, that's anime, so A. But B, it was just kind of like, I found myself kind of bored with a lot of American storytelling at that point. Now, I did miss out on stuff that apparently is really good, like Better Call Saul and stuff like that. But I fell into this anime hole where it was just kind of like, oh, I do love this. I fell into, through Hulu, My Hero Academia, and a series of other shows. And it feels weird because that doesn't feel very long because of the COVID hole, the way COVID has affected time, where 2020 sometimes does feel like last year kind of thing. But it's weird that we've come to this point now where all the anime that I thought were new are ending. So whatever I'm watching 2 years from now is going to be, outside of maybe One Punch Man and Berserk that is getting a redone art style is going to be completely new. There's going to be no JJK. There's going to be no My Hero Academia.
Whoa, what are you talking about? Daddy 7Cs is always around. And actually, a certain somebody said, hold up. Y'all niggas forgot about me. Dun, 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 Togashi coming off.
Hunter x Hunter coming back, baby.
He said, hold up, y'all thought I was done.
You know what's funny is I've seen Hunter x Hunter and a lot of TikToks that are like, who had a bigger fall off than Hunter x Hunter?
They don't have a fall off. Hunter x Hunter's the only. He posts pictures of him saying he's drawing, nothing else. He has like a little corner, and he got millions of views. Motherfucker knows what he's doing.
See, George R. R. Martin did that shit.
Yeah, and we haven't got that last book, JJ.
The same. My
Look, the man's busy. He has a train station, a bookstore.
I tell you, he doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it.
I'm sure the ending that everybody hated on the show is 70-80% the same in the book.
And he was like, man, y'all already got an ending. Leave me alone.
You didn't like it. I don't want to do it.
Nah, I'm telling you. Togashi said, hold up. Y'all young bucks don't know about storytelling. Let me tell you something. He's coming out and dusting off his shoulder. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that was an adequate conversation continuation. But no, it is funny. I think JJK is going to end in 3 months?
No, 3 months. 2 months actually. 5 weeks. 4 weeks now. I wouldn't say 4 weeks. 6 weeks. So month and a half.
In a report card. When Eva gets her report card.
But I do want to. Somebody said no September. There's no way it ends next month.
Yeah.
Next month?
If there's no, there's a break next week, and there's probably going to be another break in September, maybe.
4 chapters left.
4
not
chapters
counting.
left. Yeah. After this week, 4 chapters.
I can't see how that ends, but
that's the best part. So before we actually, let's dive into that. We want to start off with JJK real quick.
Yeah, we can start with JJK because I feel like
the other one I got opinions.
Yeah.
I can't spoil JJK. I'm not going to spoil My Hero.
We don't have to. We can spoil My Hero because we've never talked about My Hero. So if anyone wants to bounce off at that point, we'll say it. But it's just kind of one of those things.
I'm not going. I'm going to do my best to. No, I don't give a fuck. You're right.
Yeah.
I really don't. To be honest. No. I want to be mindful of the anime watchers, but I will say some things, and we'll put earmuffs on for a minute. That okay with y'all? Cool. JJK, I am of the opinion I do not know how it's going to figure this out in the next 5 chapters, but I also don't know what he might do following that as well.
How did Gege become this unpredictable? He did become George R. R. Martin of anime. It was like, oh, I'm pushing this character. You guys like him. He's dead now. JJK said, fuck it, speedrun.
Well,
because he's not being pushed like the other anime or manga gets pushed to like, you're not selling.
He's not pushed.
Yeah.
He's not pushed.
This is not him being pushed.
He just was like, fuck it, I'm going to end it.
Yeah.
We don't know what he's going to do after, right? He could come out week after and say,
well, that's the other funny thing that I was not aware of, that a lot of these writers have one anime that hits and nothing for the rest of their life will hit again.
No. Togashi Daddy said, I got 2 back-to-back bangers. He said, I got Yu Hakusho. Y'all niggas, I got Hunter x Hunter. It's bigger than the last one. I'm just saying, some do, but it's rarer for someone to hit twice, especially in Shonen Jump. I mean, Kishimoto. I don't know what he did. What did he do after that?
Before
Inuyasha was what?
It wasn't Ranma. It was what the hell?
I'm not familiar with the author of Inuyasha.
But
I was like,
she's someone that also hit twice.
I was about to say, isn't that the dude that got in trouble for child porn? But it wasn't.
Actually.
It's
That's dope.
It's Rurouni Kenshin. That's who got in trouble for child porn.
Yes.
But with like Kishimoto,
pop off then dip.
Yeah, there you go.
With Kishimoto, he tried to do another manga. It didn't end up landing well, and now he's back to writing Boruto, right? Which is like just a continuation of Naruto. And unfortunately, Oda don't have time. I don't think he ever gonna write shit after this, and he doesn't have to, because he said, if I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna do it very long. But we've kind of hit this weird place talking about the point with JJK where there's something about stories just like, I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just more so like how you want to formulate your story. Gegak Tommy is just like, I want to end it in 5 chapters, I'm going to end it in 5 chapters. But there's so much more he can go into if he wanted to. World building's kind of a weird thing with some cases where you have the cases where it's more like how do I put it? You have the cases where it's like back in the day, like a Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, where they were like, cool, we have time to let these things kind of cook and really, really flesh out everything we want to do. But I also don't feel like it's a bad thing for Giga to be like, I told the story I want to tell. Y'all want the extras? Because he kind of hit on what he was trying to do too. Like, I don't feel like if JJK ended in 5 weeks, like I think he had enough high swings and over. Like, there's one bigger critique I have towards the ending of the ending of this current arc.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, I'm like, oh no, I feel like you've done your beats and you've done them well. There's things I could want more of, but I don't know what you're gonna do after this. You've kind of given yourself time. It's actually weird because people don't realize Demon Slayer ended like super quickly. Like, it's and I said one of my biggest critiques of Demon Slayer was like, if like some of the stuff was very back heavy and they had time to where they could have fleshed out some things, but people still like Demon Slayer for what it is too. So it's interesting.
I will say that Maggie, who's in the chat, doesn't hate, but dislikes Demon Slayer. She's like, if it didn't have the animation that it did, nobody would like it.
No. It is carried by animation, except Infinity. It does one of the things that I think is pretty rare. Infinity Castle is the best arc in Demon Slayer, and it's the last arc. So you do get treated to the best shit from Demon Slayer in the last arc. So that's awesome.
I just don't want to watch it 6 months at a time, and that's optimistic. That's optimistic. That is
I'm optimistically 1 a year is my optimism.
Was it 3 movies or 4 movies?
3.
It is going to be a year at a time. Yeah. I thought it was 4, and I'm like, 4 could lend itself to 6 months at a time.
Maggie also mentioned that it might be Urusei Yatsura that I was thinking about. Probably. I'm really just blanking. I just know that the creator of Inuyasha has 2 hits.
Well.
Oh, I actually disagree, Calamity. See, Chainsaw Man is way fast. Chainsaw Man is fucking that shit's quick. But I'm also, don't get it twisted, I'm a fan of longer story. Like, I want you to give me the extras. I'm Team Oda. I'm Team Togashi, right? Like, I'm Team take your time. No, Togashi needs to speed it up. But take your time, right? Because ultimately, there's like when it comes to longevity, when it comes to series that leave impact for the foreseeable future, not to say like some of the newer shonen series aren't like, but we still talk about Bleach, we still talk about Naruto, we still talk about One Piece. It's the reason why Dragon Ball was so beloved as well. It's just interesting why they kind of...
Before we get into our last topic, and you're the best person to answer this, with all these people leaving empty spaces, what's going to be the next anime to take off, do you think?
Ha! Y'all want me to throw fucking darts out of fucking board? That's not how that works. There's anime, and I don't like to say taken off. There's things that are super high quality that people just have been sleeping on because it hasn't had an animation yet.
Yeah.
I also feel like this might be one of the times where traditional battle shonen is not what's going to lead the charge, which is going to be very fascinating because what's on the plate is not necessarily, like there's battles, but it's just not traditional battle shonen. So I know there's been a lot of things that have been mentioned. Dandadan is definitely one that I think Dandadan's going to be great. Sakamoto Days is also going to pick up the slack as well.
That's what a lot of people are telling me right now.
And Gachi Akata, which was the one that I showed y'all the teaser for, is going to be one that's going to step up into the plate just because there's anime coming out for it. But this is really going to be a figuring it out, Gamp. This is going to be a finding things out, cause I don't know how people are going to feel without a traditional battle shonen. And what I mean by traditional battle shonen, I mean each one of these series are, except for Gachiakata, is modern day. So it's modern day. The world is based in like a variation of like Japan, and like the style of shonen almost feels more akin to a Hitman Reborn type of situation, where like it's fantastical in Japan type of thing. Not to say that's a bad thing, just a very interesting kind of perspective of, I'm going to see how this pans out. I'm interested to see what comes into the plate. There's other things currently in Shonen Jump that are pretty good. You have Witch Watch. I don't think that's gotten an anime adaptation yet.
No, not yet.
Blue Box, that's a romance.
Dungeon Meshi is already out. Like, that's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not going to fill the gap that.
Animated manhwa could do very, very well. I need them to get better treatment like Solo Leveling, because not all of them get better treatment like Solo Leveling. So get the proper funding and like make it look good and then produce it well. Manhwa has a lot to tap into. It's just going to be an interesting kind of. Also, what series are going to fill in these slots? That's another thing. Like when something leaves, something fills in. Hunter x Hunter maxes out with 1, right? So Hunter x Hunter fills in for 1, and that's not going to be permanent. So there's a couple of new series that are going to have to come into play. And I'll be honest, Shonen Jump has kind of screwed itself over with some of the ones that I was very like pro towards, because they axed them super quickly. Red Hood was something that was like a few years ago, and Red Hood was awesome. Red Hood had a lot of potential. Green Greens, whatever. It's a golf anime. Golf manga, excuse me. And that one was when I was like, oh, this is one that can cook. It chose a sport that not a lot of people are like. It kind of did the not Blue Lock Camp, but it's done something where it's like, oh, a sport that no one's touching really, and we can probably get pretty cool with it. I thought the art for that one was great in the manga. Also thought like kind of where the story was going, it was going to be pretty great as well. But
looks like Calamity is with you that Red Hood deserved better.
Red Hood deserves so much better. It was so, when I say it was set up for success, that was one in a rare instance I was like, y'all got something here. But we're just gonna have to see what Shonen Jump's gonna produce, because Kaiju number 8's on its last shit too. Like, so they're losing, like, even that's a bi-weekly serialization. They're losing some big swingers. But the positive with some of these things are, a lot of the anime time with these series, there's still a lot of time left, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get Demon Slayer till 2027.
So the positive with that is that they're going to be able to backfill with some things, and give some other series time to kind of beef up their things so they can get proper anime adaptations. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting time, because I don't think people realize like the style of shonen that's going to be around is going to be a little bit different than what you've had over the last few years. Not to say that's a bad thing, and if you're someone who's just been, out there in the ether and you're kind of scared, baby, One Piece accepts all. It's so good. It's so good, it's currently running and getting a remake and a live action. Motherfuckers we eating. But that's what I want. What I want is anything that backfills this next thing. And I can't speak for Sakamoto Days. I can't speak for Dandadan. Like, I'm not completely caught up with those. I can't even speak for Elusive Samurai, right? Like,
more bullshit, guys.
Elusive Samurai is also there, but Elusive Samurai, that's going to take time too. I can't speak for some of these things, but I really do think Shonen Jump has to be ready to accept another really long, like, there's gonna have to be something super long form that's coming up out of the gate, out of these next few pools. You can't force it though. There's not a lot of Ichiro Odas. There's not a lot of Togashis. There's not a lot of those authors who can write those super long storytelling formats, but that's going to be required in order for them to have something. I mean, because no one wants to talk about the elephant in the room. It's not anytime soon.
Yeah.
But when OP bounces, that's a big thing.
It's guaranteed sales that they're just not going to be there anymore.
And I know they're quaking in their boots. And I know what it's like. I run this shit. But yeah, sorry. Sorry I went on a rant there.
No, you're fine. You're
needless to
fine.
say,
I asked you.
Yeah, JJK being a... But JJK's ending, I have to see, like, let the shit come out before we judge. And then, you know, I have the same reservations a lot of people feel. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, let's let it cook a little bit.
Well, guys, I'm going to play music for 30 seconds. Afterwards, it's as
out.
dirty as it can be.
Time out. Let's give our initial opinions and then play their music.
It's bad.
I'm not.
It was great for like it built on things really well. It took so many tropes that were common in American comics and told great stories with them, and then it just fell off a cliff at a certain point. I think that they never had a more interesting villain than the Yakuza guy.
If we're talking, back it up.
We're talking about My Hero Academia.
So My Hero Academia has ended, and so I can actually give my full opinions on a series. Woo!
I was about to say, like, you guys have been asking us to talk about My Hero Academia. Like, Bad G actually reached out. Was like, you guys are going to talk about it. I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. You're not going to like.
Let me make this easy. In summation, it's exactly what I said it is. My Hero Academia it's fine. It's not as good. The worst part is, I've said this every show I talk about it. It's not as good as its counterpart series. That's crazy. I mean, it's spin-off series, and that's the craziest thing. Vigilantes is still a better story. But, you know, I can live. No, you know what? Your last arc was fine and dandy for some things. The build-up, I didn't think was earned, but whatever, we're here.
Quick question: Nendroid or figure? I don't know what that means.
Actually,
Android or figure?
Like, I think the nanodroids are like the little, like, chibi kind of action figures.
Figure then. Yeah. But go on.
I don't. You want to talk about someone who just had time? 400 some chapters. They had time. But I don't know what they were cooking in that kitchen for some of that 400. That's how I feel about MHA. Okay. If you want to know my whole overarching opinions, MHA is 6.57. Ending in particular, 5.
I might give the ending a 3.
Ending is like a 5, but 5 is average. 5 is average. I didn't, but I'm not as negative as some people were. That is true. I'm not as negative on the end.
All right, guys, we're ripping the bandage off. I hate so much how this series was built up and doesn't even reach the conclusion that they tell you right off the bat. Let me tell you how I became the best hero ever.
The hero was the hero, the best
What's
hero
the
ever.
friendship we made along the way.
All right, I'm gonna try and keep this at a reasonable roast. I'm gonna try and keep this at a reasonable paced roast.
I did see people try to salvage it. They were like, Deku's the only hero I know that ever gave away his powers. He's a real hero.
Okay, no. Let's let's talk about this. All right, let's talk about this. You build up the entire arc for Deku to save the person. Like that was his whole thing. Is like, I don't want to kill the person. I want to save him. I want to save him. That's literally the thing. He's like, oh, you're so different because you want to save him. And then at the end of the day, he dies. What's the point? Because he realized there was no redeeming a murderer of multiple people, a serial destroyer. Deku was like, I want to be different, and still kills the guy. Kind of, so right? No, gives him his powers so they can be complete. Shigaraki don't exist anymore. That's stupid. That's so stupid because that's the whole reason they didn't off the guy here. Deku chose the harder route. Now, and also, let's talk about. Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Talk no jutsu? No, did not happen. And you know, I'm not even the person who's mad about Deku fucking loses powers, whatever. He becomes Batman, that's whatever.
I like that somebody read the chapter and was like, Deku's true power, all for what?
That's what it felt like. It's like, okay, either he keeps his powers, which, you know, I'm cool. I was cool with either route. I'd imagine there's a realm where he could have kept some of his powers, like maybe lesser or whatever they want to do. Or if they like, but man, they made him sound like, man, like the way they cut it down at the end was like, yeah, after 8 years, I was just kind of, my friends went off, did amazing things.
Sorry, I saw that comment on Twitter too, where someone was like, all of Deku's friends from high school went on to do way cooler things, and he's just a teacher. Who says Deku isn't relatable?
And I don't even mind them giving him his, like, you know, cool, but like, really, like, also the romance they built up didn't have, like, what happened?
Not one romance, not one fanfic romance happened.
Not one of the fanfics, and not one of the ones he wrote. Bro, I'm just confused. I was like, so y'all want to talk about Gege ending a chapter? That's what I was saying. I was like, if JJK ends, there's plot lines that I'd love to see fleshed out. But from day one, he was like, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. And they've been working to kill that motherfucker for how many? Right? But with My Hero, there's just so many things. Like the world doesn't have superheroes. Side note. I just, like, there's things they could have gone into with that. I still could not find Shigaraki a compelling endgame villain. And it wasn't even completely Shigaraki, because there was the one for all, or all for one Shigaraki. Like, that shit was... sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not rambling. I'm taking over conversation. JJ, what about you, man? Are you familiar with the ending? You cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's fine. Yeah, it's... To say it's weak is very... is underselling it. But yeah, I've also, like, kind of fallen off. I fell off, I don't know when, to be honest with you, like, because I was... I
think, I don't know if you said this or just heard it, the consensus for a lot of people when they fell off was the villain story arc where they fight the city.
That was definitely one for me, both in the anime.
Pretty sure Mirio's... sorry, to answer your question, I think Mirio's number one at the end.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like, it had a lot going for it that I liked. I always describe shit in the dumbest, simplest way I can. And I was like, in this world, everyone's an X-Men, and instead of being persecuted, they build them up. Mm-hmm. They're like, this is cool. I want to see this world. I like the power set that they set up for some of the characters. For the main character, it's a little weird, but fine, I can roll with it. But yeah, man, like, Shigaraki was just never interesting to me as a villain. And he just kept trying to make it happen. Like, why? Why?
He's not interesting. And I'll even say... from the get-go, the limits for me with My Hero was... I don't, like... There's always going to be discrepancies in power systems, right? But, man, do I not love systems where inherently, I don't care what you tell me, Tail Guy's not taking on Todoroki. Like, you know what I mean? But what that creates a situation where they're like, the only person who can take out Shigaraki is Deku. And I like the way that they thought through some of Deku's powers. But again, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of angles you could have taken through that.
Another part that people don't like, and this, I mean, maybe if Mike was here, he could flesh it out a little bit, but they don't like when Deku power jumps, because he goes to a point in the story where he's like, I can use 20%. That's the most I can use without hurting myself. And then it just jumps. The plot just jumps, and it's literally only months.
Dark Deku?
Yeah, when he becomes Dark Deku, it's like, I can use everything now. And I'm like...
Yeah, he uses his other things to make it over 100. Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, that's not... I don't like that. Like, just because the whole thing... It was earned up until that point. Everything that he got to using 1%, using his fingers, he earned it and was damaging himself to the point where, like, when Bakugo has his like near-death experience, it's like, is this what Deku felt the entire time? I was like, you're taking away from that moment now because he just gets a power jump at some point for no big story reason. He doesn't get a new teacher. He doesn't get anything else. It's just like, oh yeah, like, no, he can do it.
And the time frames were also extremely weird. You would think that the point in which he really to me, a lot of the timing for his power jumps would make sense if they're third years and they end off and it's like, oh, they're older, and this is why like that kind of stuff is happening, right? Like they're like, it's at a place.
Well, for a long time, like at the beginning especially, it was like, well, yeah, he was a schlubby nerd. Like, he never worked out, he never did anything, so of course he's not gonna handle like Kryptonian strength.
Yeah.
and it's a fine tune. It's just frustrating in the sense of I'm gonna be real with you. I think. Oh my gosh, what's his name? I'm blanked on his. On the
What's his power?
No. Author.
Oh, the author? I don't know. I actually don't know the author. Of
oh my gosh, I blanked. I usually know it. Not the point. Great artist, by the way. Like, I think he's a fantastic artist.
Hirokoshi.
Thank you, Hirokoshi. Great artist. As an author, just left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
In the actual storytelling perspective. Horikoshi has some of the cleanest panels. I'm talking, if you read that, like some of the cleanest panels. Sometimes I don't think the anime does it justice. That's how clean some of those panels are. But I'm like, man, you've made this. You spent so long trying to make me care about. You spent so long trying to make me care about the class. But then you do this thing where, at the end, half of them become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Not like, and I mean, but you also didn't flesh out everybody in the way that, like you said.
I was about to say, before you get to the class, all the threats along the way become irrelevant. I do think somebody asked about the final rankings. The guy that can copy everyone's powers, he does get a little bit of shine. But the dude, like, from the rival school that could turn people into goo, no, you'll never see that guy again.
Well, I mean, I think at the end, maybe.
No,
actually, you're right.
The ninjas that were like throwing, like, they could enlarge shit, and they were just throwing screwdrivers at shit. Like, nope, they're gone. Like, every threat that they fought along the way doesn't get any rise or shine either.
No. It's frustrating.
There's also, like, especially in the anime, because I kind of stopped reading the manga after a bit. But this season in particular, I was really frustrated with the build-up and the lack of payoff, especially at the start, because it starts with Star and Stripe, the American hero.
Yeah.
And, like, they build her the fuck up. Like, oh yeah, she's gonna, save Japan. She's not gonna beat Shigaraki because that's Deku's fight. I wonder which one of the villains is she gonna take? Why is Shigaraki here? What the fuck? You're not supposed to fucking be here yet.
They just waste a character like that.
Right.
He's Hirokoshi.
I don't even think they ever really explained why her last rule or her death rattle doesn't really work.
No. The problem is with the rules is, Star did not leave a tangible impact.
Yeah.
You don't see something where it's like, oh, they bought us extra time. Time is irrelevant.
Yeah.
If you're going to have someone leave an impact, it's like, oh, this person left something, but that was just irrelevant. And again, at the end of the day, AFO and Shigaraki are just not compelling enough. They're compelling enough. I do
All
not.
for One is just evil for evil's sake. Like,
Evil for evil's sake, and then on top of that, with Shigaraki in particular, I'm like, you're going to destroy the world and do what?
yeah, there's no follow.
I was about to say, like, the issue also with that is, like, we're reading this as Sukuna exists, who's all that, and way better written.
Well, because if you're gonna do the fuck off bad guy,
Yeah.
Sukuna's whole thread is like, I'm just jaded. And not jaded in the sense of he's like, man, I'm the strongest. I just want to keep on fighting things.
Yeah.
And I'll figure it out. And he respects people who are strong. In a way. But yeah, and Sukuna, you kind of like, and he's an interesting villain in the perspective of like, you're like, oh man, that person is just like, there's no questions, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Sukuna's evil. Just evil. They're trying to redeem Shigaraki in the way, and I get like some of his stuff, but at the end of the day, he was manipulated, all that kind of stuff, but he still dies, and Deku's thing doesn't matter. Deku's thing just doesn't matter. His whole character thing at the end of the arc, where he wants to be different, doesn't matter. Because Shigaraki dies.
Yep.
And I get it. Because if Shigaraki lived, that's a very hard thing to story write around how you conclude with leaving an evil person alive.
He didn't go to jail or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, that's actually been my issue with Naruto, where it's just like, yeah, Sasuke is still walking
That's
around.
different. Why is that different? Because at the very least, they say it very clearly. It's like, you helped fix the world. And because they were all trapped in the Tsukuyomi, and he's the only reason why they got out. Not to justify it, but at least they explained something.
Yeah.
But it's a harder path of story writing to sit there and say, cool, villain's alive. Man, and then they want to swing in some prejudice stuff, and then they want to swing in all of these things that I'm like, cool, compelling, you should have built up to this more. You should have wrote around this more. There's arcs of storytelling you could have done. I'm caught up in JJK completely. But yeah, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. It's and I think that's the worst way to end a story. Frustrating. Yeah. Frustrating. And you know, frustrating in the sense of there's just so much more you could do, but you didn't deliver on some of the things that we like.
It's. I hate to like sort of compare the two, but I feel like this is almost another Game of Thrones situation. People are going to remember this series more for the ending and how bad the ending was than anything else about it.
I would even say lackluster, because the ending chapter, again, I don't have a problem with the power loss thing in the sense of I have a problem with how they just treated it. It's like, oh, fucking a side character put on the side, and the person who explains all of this it really is like 3 panels. It's like, you deserve this. Oh, this person did all this for you. Like, it's interesting. I feel like the ending stuff it's just interesting because it almost feels too quick in just 1 chapter. That could have been 2 chapters and it would have been, I don't know, man.
I will say, just to go back to JJK, like, this is one of my favorite memes that I've seen in a while.
But yeah,
yeah, bro. It's just, it sucks because My Hero Academia did do a lot of research into American comics, into the hero's journey, and it says out right from the beginning, like, this is how I became the world's greatest hero. And it ends with him being a teacher with no powers, and nobody recognizes his accomplishments. Like, it's like, you didn't let it. It's like an introduction saying, like, hey, this is how I made $1 million, and the book ends with, like, I'm a janitor at a school or some shit. Like it just doesn't live up to the bill.
This is the story of how I built myself up and became a self-made millionaire. My grandpa died and I inherited a family.
But even then, he would have the money. He doesn't have anything at the end.
I blew it all on craps.
And I like the idea of, and I think it would have been more, like, I think it would have been more compelling if you're going to lose powers to show off what he's like without his powers, in the sense of, like, after he's gotten the stuff to do it. Because he is the perfect type to be like, here's my toolkit, here's what I can work with, here's how I can do it.
Yeah.
He is that type. But man, they didn't give him no lines of dialogue with any of the adult characters. They didn't give him. It's just.
It literally ends with, "It's been 8 years since I talked to my friends."
No, it's been 8 years. But it's the exact wording is like, hey, it's harder. It gets harder and harder to meet up with each other. Like at the same time. But nah, like. It's like, oh, funded primarily by Bakugo. Where is your girl, if that's even a thing?
No, they straight up say he didn't end up with her.
No, they don't. They don't. But they don't. It doesn't help. It's just it's a weird.
I just think it's funny. No one ends up with their.
Well, they don't confirm anything because the girl's just like, fuck it, I'm out. It's not satisfying as an ending. It's not satisfying as an ending, and it's not satisfying as a build up to an ending. But if you want something that's satisfying as an ending, read My Hero Vigilantes. Start to end, fantastic time.
Well, guys, we actually went super fucking long, which I guess makes sense. We're gone next week. Thank you all for coming out. We're taking next week off, coming back with football. And that'll be it for the week after that. After that, we got to hammer out a schedule together. But thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for having fun. And have yourself a wonderful, excellent weekend.
Pause. Time out. Quickly answer a question. How to spice things up with your lady? Well, because don't forget, I didn't forget about you so simply too deep. Yeah, that requires a conversation. I think requires a conversation about what she's into and what y'all are into and what y'all guys haven't, explored yet, and working that through together about what might excite y'all. If you haven't been doing dates or intimacy practice, then maybe taking them out and, kind of building up some of those things. Because sometimes people are like, I want to spice it up with my lady or spice it up with my partner. And maybe they haven't done some of the basic movements. So just want to holler at you there. All right, now you can bounce out.
I will want to add to that. Eat ass, guys. Like, you get so far with that. Have a good night, everybody.